Yo, what's poppin', y'all? We got a special thing today. We're gonna do. We are doing a stream on truth. What is the truth? My truth might not be the same as your truth, but the truth is the truth, though. No matter which way you shake it or bake it, folks. You got a lot of people out here on YouTube talking a lot of shit about everybody, and really, in reality, they don't have a pot to piss in. They're hypocrites. They're fucking complete jackasses and fucking morons. Like, you say one thing, but all these people are doing another. Like, come on, people, get your shit together. Like, you preach it. Now walk it. Like, plain and simple. And we're gonna discuss a lot of things from the recent channels being taken down to people's riffs with certain words being said and certain outcomes of certain matters. This shit's getting ridiculous. You would think people would learn their lessons, but yet you got people after the channels being taken down right back to talking shit. It's like, what the fuck? Like, obviously, people's asses are too dumb to get the point. Like, people are tired of the bullshit. This is why shit's starting to happen. This is why everybody's being spread out and going the separate ways. It's why you don't find the people in the community that you once had in the communities. Like, seriously. This YouTube is worse than a bunch of damn high school girls sitting there giggling and tee-heeing and gossiping amongst themselves. Like, come the hell on. Grow the fuck up. Put your big boy drawers on and whatever. Like, the women on YouTube don't even battle nearly as much as the men. Calling other men fucking junkies when you have your own addiction in some shape or form. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you people? Making fun of people's fucking dental. Like, maybe people in life hasn't been forced the same opportunities you have. Struggles are different in different communities, different regions, different areas. What I struggle with might not be the same struggles you have in life, you know? Yeah, as Drew said, you got the wannabe gangsters on fucking YouTube. Let's be real. I ain't no fucking gangster, but I tell you what, you come here in my town with that shit and run your mouth, there's a good chance somebody in this town will knock you the fuck out. You know what I mean? That's the reality of it. A lot of people dudes will talk shit on here and be a keyboard warrior, but they don't have the balls or the fortitude to actually say something to somebody's face in real life. You know? So salute Don, how are you? You know, like me, yeah, I make jokes about people and I whatever, but for the most part, I think it's pretty fucking tasteful how I troll people and the little puns that I make and all that. And as I said, people want to get their panties in a bunch about it. Go cry to somebody that gives a fuck, because I don't. You know? And I think a lot of people on YouTube are starting to get that way. Because, like Don, I don't know if I've necessarily seen Don anywhere else. Maybe at Vix when he was live. True, I know True don't go to many channels because he don't like the bullshit. You know, it's you got people flip flopping. It's like this. I'm gonna have to ball say it. I like Lord Doc, but after all that shit you said about Joe Amico, you're gonna be right back over there fucking chumming it up with him, which it's your right. You're a grown ass man. I Nobody can tell you what to do, but it is kind of baffling to me with all the shit that you talked and all the shit you talked about Nunzio going out with a beer. And you've said all this horrible shit about him. Now every time people turn around, you're over there speaking to him. Which, as I said, once again, it's your right, and I'm not going to tell anybody where they can and can't go in life. You know, it's just the fact of the matter. It's being a hypocrite. You say one thing, but yet you're doing another. Then you got dudes like Factual One that's constantly on this fucking government conspiracy shit, always thinking people out to get him and all that shit. 30, 40 years ago, people like that get locked the fuck up in a nut house and the keys thrown away. I don't think that's why you got all this shit that happens in the world, because everything now is all a bunch of fucking snowflakes. Like, you know how hard it is to raise a kid in today's age? When I grew up, I didn't listen. I got my ass whooped. Nowadays, lay a hand on a child and see what the hell happens. You know? So, it just amazes me of the stupidity that gets spread around, and all the shit. Like, you got, just because somebody doesn't like somebody and it gets known, then it gets to be made a big issue. Well, why don't you like me? Oh, you're a little bitch. You cry too much. Like, come on. I just eh, I just don't get it. I really, really, truly don't understand what people think. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've heard, let's face it, I've heard Angel say many times, "Oh, I can't." Yeah, you might not do 2 8-hour streams on yours, but you're legit. I wake up at 5 o'clock to go. If there's somebody on that's in the community between 5 and 6 in the morning, Angel's up and on it already. So, like, yeah, you're not streaming, but yet you're gonna talk shit about Mr. P and call him a fucking crackhead and all this shit. Well, what the fuck gives you? You're up all hours of the night too. Like, you know what I mean? This is the type of shit that fucking irritates me. You know? Like, you're gonna bitch about this person, but when it comes to reality, you're doing the same shit you're bitching about. Like, I don't get it. Or you hear people, "Oh, I don't want to be anything like that guy," and then you're exactly like him. Or even worse, like it's just, why can't we just have, oh, I just don't understand people, I guess, the way I thought I did. Because people really do some really ignorant and dumb bullshit. Like, people constantly stick their foots in their fucking mouth on this damn platform. I think common sense has gone out the door a long ass time ago. People have lost it, because we have an idea of what life should be like now, and it's far from what it should be. You got you got people that political views that each other throats because you don't agree. You got brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters, mothers against kids. Like, what has this world come to? Like my thing says, truth has become the new deception. Nobody wants to ever hear the truth. You know what I mean? If someone's being an asshole or a bitch or whatever, uh, you shouldn't be afraid to be able to call them. Yeah, exactly, John. Keyboard bullies. I don't understand people and why they think it's okay to insult, not necessarily insult, because whatever, but act like a tough guy. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna act like a tough guy, just put some receipts out and make some receipts. Let's see some proof here. People just in life have got away with too much bullshit. I think they're privileged, but I don't know. What's your people's opinions? Let's hear them. What do you think about the truth? Do you like the truth? Do you want people to sugarcoat it? Do you want it all to be rainbows and lollipops? You know, what would you rather have in life? Let me know. I'll wait. Like, as I said, there's a tasteful way to roast people, and then there's just a plain downright ignorant, disgusting way of doing it. And a lot of times it's not done proper. You got people making accusations that's not even true. Like, how can you call, like, I was listening earlier and somebody's calling King Troll a fucking pedo. It's like, why spread that information out there unless you can somehow prove it? You know what I mean? But then still, you know how many people in this world have the same last name, middle name, first name? Like, there's people out there. It happens all the time. So it makes you wonder, with all these people that are getting doxxed, how are they truly doxing people? Just by running their name, date of birth? Like what? Because there's a lot more than that. Like, I know, like, my daughter, there's a boy with a very similar name, and they have the same exact birthday. And every time you go to the doctors, they always check her into the wrong person. You know what I mean? Because it's just the way things are. Yeah, exactly. Loyalty and honesty. You know, I just feel people need to be honest with themselves and look into. You know, Tibs. Tibs is here. Tibbs is quiet, but Tibbs is here.
Let's go. Let's go.
But yeah,
Where's
it's
Mike?
it's the
Yo.
reality of things. Like I was saying, people getting their panties in a bunch and crying. You can,
Salute.
like, prime example, since you're up here, Tib. There's this short that Mister Peanuts
Peanut.
put out,
Fuck him.
calling you a
I
fucking
saw it.
crybaby. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean? But
saw it.
yet,
I
really, in
saw it.
reality, who is making a fuss about it? You know what I mean?
Him. And he's here. He
Exactly. And this
records
is kind of
phone
response to
calls.
that. In my opinion,
Triggered.
this is my opinion. Now,
All
an
right.
opinion is different than the truth.
Uh,
Just saying,
uh,
someone's opinion is definitely different than the truth.
here's the deal. We're sitting here going back and forth, and I put that out there, and they bit. I don't record phone calls. I have no recorded phone calls of him, but I do have some screenshots and some stuff he has said. But anyway, I didn't record any phone calls of ours, nor do I have any phone call recorded of anybody. And I do live in a one party state, so I can record if I fucking want to.
Exactly
Bitch.
true and gone.
Bitch. Y'all
I
stupid
mean,
over there.
like, I don't
Hey,
get
Don.
people's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, as I was saying, people that you got
There's a
you
lot of
got
it over
humans,
there.
and then it said you got why? Like, obviously, people told, like, these channels get taken down. They were told if they didn't cut the bullshit out, what was going to happen. You know what I mean? And the
Mm.
person followed through with their word. You know what I mean? And so that should just prove to you that, hey, don't fuck with people, because people will fuck your life up. You know what I mean? If you fuck
Well,
with the
no,
wrong people.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, let's be real. You start to get road rage going down the road, there's a good chance someone's going to put a cap in your ass. You know what I mean?
Well, the chances increased if you go down that route. It's not worth it. Don't start a fight over nothing you not willing to lose your life over. Some things
Exactly.
just aren't worth it.
And if you don't have the fucking tenacity to back it the fuck up either, you shouldn't probably run your mouth.
Probably not.
Like me, I'm a dumb motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if you're bigger than me or not. I've got my ass whooped and I've whooped ass. You know what I mean? Like, it's the principle of it. I ain't gonna let no man ever run his mouth and think he can get away with it and think I'm a little bitch. In real life. Now,
Yeah.
now on YouTube, I really don't give a fuck because it's YouTube and this is lolly gangland. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
like,
Exactly, Don. If you're warned, don't challenge it. Exactly, 100%.
you know.
Like, my kids, I tell them all the time, if you ain't gonna do something, I'll take your phones, I'll shut the internet off. And the other night, you know what? My kid didn't want to listen, and everybody else was asleep because it was like 11 o'clock at night. She didn't want to go to sleep. I went to the breaker box. I shut all the power off to the house. Boom, no more power. Everybody go to sleep. I.e., the one kid that was still awake, trying to talk to
Yeah,
friends at midnight, 11
yeah,
o'clock at night, midnight. No,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Well, yeah, you named a lot of names before I came up here, bro. That's
Look,
funny.
I have. I mean,
I
I
know.
really
That's
have.
all right. Hey, it's you.
I mean,
That's nobody. It's
this
not.
is
You're
what
not.
it's
It's not
about.
like you're off about it.
No, I'm not being off. This
Except
is
Doc.
what, to
Doc
me,
went
this
over
is
there.
my
No, wait, whoa,
truth. I
whoa, whoa.
think
I
that
want to. I
what?
want to say you mentioned Doc, and he did go over there for a different reason than you think. So I will give him that. Just
Okay,
clarify that.
okay, fair enough, fair enough. And
But
I'm just saying, like I was baffled. You know what I mean from the
yeah,
thing.
a lot of
But
people
once
were.
again, I don't give Amico views because I don't agree with him. You know what I mean?
Yo,
Like
yo,
I just
pin your
I don't.
pin your
What's
link, bro, in the chat. Tap on the link and pin it
that? Can't
in
you?
the
Aren't you?
YouTube.
Aren't you a
Nope,
mod? Can't you do that?
nope, nope. Only you can do it.
Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me.
Go to the YouTube sub and
Yeah,
pin
hold
it.
on.
But yeah, I mean, the truth typically turns out to be a person's conception of the truth as they perceived it or they heard it. Like these people over here, like you mentioned, they posted this short about me whining. I'd already moved on. They're still talking. In fact, we're not supposed to mention each other according to an agreement. But fuck it, whatever. All bets are off. I'm gonna post
There
some
we go.
videos. But I was saying they were supposed to not mention each other, but here he is crying because he's scared of what I might mention in the Discord, which
Right,
I don't intend to release anything because I don't do that shit.
Joey
Some people
Waffle.
do, some people
Yeah.
do, but I don't.
Yo,
Joey Waffle, salute.
can you hear
True,
me?
salute. Don, salute. Yeah, I hear you
Oh, it's weird. It's not
loud and
showing up on
clear.
my thing that it's working.
You talking about? Did you mute yourself? Well, you're talking
Nah,
to
it's
me.
showing up.
It,
It
ob-
just
it obviously
thing's not
works.
moving like I thought it would be.
Oh, and StreamYard probably
Yeah.
need to refresh. You know. Uh, let's see. He's irrelevant. Said True hi, Joy Waffles hi, Don hi.
Yeah, Vic. We got Quick Vic, True, Dawn. We
Yeah,
got Joey
yeah,
Waffles.
yeah.
What's good, my man? Hit that link, Waffles.
Uh, yeah. Dot. Go clap to the
Yeah.
chat.
I mean, exactly.
Golf clap
Nobody
to the
needs to be
chat.
scared. I mean, it's damn YouTube.
Who's
Like,
scared?
you know what I mean? And like, I don't know. I just
Yeah,
people get
whatever.
offended by the truth too easy. Like watch this. I guarantee I'm gonna say something and there's one person in the chat. Hopefully they don't get offended by it. But we're gonna
Uh
see.
oh. Uh oh.
Like Vic, on the other hand, since I've been on YouTube, I have seen him have issues with almost everybody at one point or another. You know what I mean? Why is that? Like, obviously, there has to be something that's being done, or there has to be a reason behind it. You know what I mean? Whatever the reasons are, I don't know them. Only other people know what they are. But same sense is he has had issues with almost every fucking person at one point or another that is in the circle, or has said something disparaging against them at some point or another, myself included, at one point at a time. It was only very minute, but still, you know what I mean? At some point. I mean, people are haters.
What's the
I mean,
common
let's face it, but
denominator,
when
though?
people are haters, just go get some Gatorade. I mean, come on.
That's funny. That's funny. That
Like,
is definitely
but like,
funny.
I'm not talking shit. I'm just stating the facts and the truth. At least the truth as I perceive it.
Let's see. Who else could we say that about? Let's see.
I mean, let's face it. The general consensus is out of out of Mr. P and Mrs. P, more people like Mrs. P than Mr. P. For whatever reason. What, baby? Hold on, people. My kid, hold on.
Uh, see, Vic, I didn't even come at you, but bitch, since you brought it up, It seems the consensus everybody thinks the same thing that Leggy thinks about you, and you have. You go to people's panels crying and bitching about who's coming at you. You're the common denominator. You're the problem, boy. Don't even try it. And unlike you, I give no fucks.
Well, I know that's true. I'm not. I didn't say that he necessarily had an issue with
Nah,
you.
he's saying the same could be said about the person on your panel.
I mean,
Whatever.
it is what it is. I don't give a fuck as long as I like the person.
It is
Whatever.
what it is.
I mean,
Exactly.
Tabara me's legit not had an issue at all. We've clicked from day one. It's
Joey
cool shit.
Waffles.
You
I
know?
have no beef with Vic, but Vic is the common denominator in many beefs on YouTube. I concur,
Yeah.
Mr. Waffles.
I mean, I
Thank
don't
you
have
for
no
that
beef
comment.
with him or nor nobody. Like I have
I
no
didn't
real beef.
either, but he wants to be a little bitch and nitpick and throw little darts and jabs here and there instead of taking ownership of his own shit, which he never does. Anybody can tell him anything. He'll just deflect, redirect, and act like there's no problem with him when the problem's with everybody else because they're haters. Look in the mirror, Vic. You might want to, bud.
I mean, you got you, and then you got people on here that bring shit up from fucking years ago or
Years
months ago,
ago.
and it's like, Jesus Christ, man, that's like last year's news. Why the hell are you bringing up? That's like buying last year's fashion staple for the upcoming summer. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, like, look, I'm not saying you don't own your shit. So, and I don't think Tabara said that you didn't own your shit.
I
See,
did say
see
he
what I
didn't
said
own his
though?
shit.
Prove my
I
point.
did say
Rick is
I
taking
did say he
offense
don't own his.
to that comment.
Actually, I said you should own your own shit. Is what I said. He said he doesn't own his own shit. So there.
So, I mean, you know what I mean? Like point proven right there. Like,
And
look how
and
quick
Vic,
he
if
takes.
you're having a problem with what we're talking about, just leave.
But like
Quit
me,
your
I'm not.
quit your chatting.
And as I
Quit
said, if
quit
anybody takes
quit
this, see what
quit
I'm
that.
saying? Obviously,
Exactly.
he's taking this as a jab. It's
Offense.
not. It's not
Yeah.
a
It's
jab.
not.
It's
Just
not
in
a jab.
general.
I mean,
Because
when
it's
other people
quintessential Vic.
concur, then it's not a jab. Like I'm not saying nothing negative about you. Like other than that little spat, me and Vic's never had an issue after that. You know what I mean? It's cool with water under the bridge. I'm just saying.
Nah, I'm done.
But I'm not. I'm not. It is what it is. But as I said, the truth. The truth is now evil in the world. So. And really, if you want to hear some real truth about some shit, listen to some Tom McDonald, man. That dude
Uh-oh.
and the shit he puts out for music is the truth. Like, there's no doubt about it. Tom McDonald, he's one of the realest rappers out there with the shit he's spewing, and the verses and all that, and all these other people like Adam Cohen, and then he has one with Dax. I mean, so.
Well, quite frankly, in this day and age, people don't want to be bothered with the reality of the truth. I don't know if it's necessarily the truth that they're
Once
afraid of,
again,
just
Vic, nobody
reality.
said nothing about you not having great supporters. No, this is just talking about beefs on YouTube in general. And as I'm going to steal what Joey Waffle said, the common denominator in a lot of beefs is quick Vic. Hands down, no ands if buts about it. No matter which way you shake and bake it, sugarcoat it, whatever, put it in the oven and bake it. You're still the common denominator in a lot of beefs. You know what I mean? A lot of shit. And now you got, like I was just saying, you got earlier too. Then you got Angel that spewed. I've heard him multiple times say, I don't want to be like that. I hate myself for it. I feel bad. But then you go right back and saying the same shit. That's hypocritical in my opinion. You know what I mean? Rabbit, on the other hand, he seems to chill back. I haven't heard him necessarily flip out as bad as he once has on people. But you know what I mean? Rabbit's had a lot of beef with people too on YouTube. You know what I mean? You look
Things,
at you look at
silly
the
women.
Dave
Yeah.
situation. How many times him and Dave went back and forth for friends, not friends, friends, not friends, and then whatever. Finally, people got Dave and him finally got shit at each other and have gone their own ways. It's just how things have happened.
And
You know.
boy, some people cannot move on. I am serious, man.
I
Even
mean,
if
I'm
it
not
happened,
agreeing, and I'm not,
seriously.
and I'm not saying, and I'm not attacking Vic. So if people think this is an attack,
It's
than
not.
shame
Vic
on
is
me.
making it about him. So
What I'm saying is you know, there's a lot. I just use that as an example, like you know, of shit that I've seen on in my 8 months on YouTube, on doing this shit on YouTube. You know,
yeah,
like, but who knows? I'm just a poor fisherman from down east Maine that
yeah,
likes my pot. You know, I don't know. I don't know nothing. I've never been nowhere. You
yeah.
know,
Me
I've never
either.
been in the Air Force, and I've never
Mm-mm.
gone to college or nothing like that. You know,
Me neither. Yeah.
nope, never.
Mm-mm.
See, this has nothing to do about real ones or the truth or anything. Like none of it. See, exactly. All you did was prove my earlier statement right when I said, "Look, somebody in this chat's going to take offense to what I'm about ready to say." And since I've said it, it's been nothing but defense. Like I'm not. I just said it. If you wouldn't even did it, it would have been just a one little passing statement, and we would have moved on to the next thing.
Thank you, Don.
Exactly. People do beat a dead horse way too much. Like this, think about the Nunzio Zell shit. How long that stupidity and them fucking shenanigans got dragged the fuck out, and how much personal information got dragged out there by because both of them were stupid enough to put their fucking information out there. Let's be real. Like
Oh
if
Lord.
you know what I mean, you know how people are, and you're gonna try to trust them. Let's be real. I would never ever in 1,000 years trust certain people that I've seen on YouTube with my information. You know what I mean? There's a
Mm-mm.
handful of people. Vic,
Mm-hmm.
Vic has my phone number. Angel and Robert Ruse. I have to admit, them are the three people that have my phone number. And Nunzio. Nunzio has it too, so there's four. You know what I mean? Other than that, fuck it. And if really, really, if you go back through and listen to all the goddamn streams that I've ever done, I have said what my name is in my streams, well, in streams. I've said where I live. Hell, I've even given my address out. So, like, I'm just saying, like, I've already doxed myself. I just don't know if people have picked up on any of it. Like, I say I live in Jonesport. There's legit one Jonesport in the whole entire world. Like, you know what I mean? You're not gonna
Mm-hmm.
find any other thing. So, like, but with that right there, I'm fucked. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Why would someone put their private life?
I don't know.
I mean, I just feel like people get so butthurt nowadays when you speak the truth. Like
They
none of that
do.
was an insult. I'm just stating
None.
the facts of the situation of what I see. This is
Exactly.
hence why the stream is called "State of the YouTube Union."
Union.
You know what I mean? Because this is all the shit. This is the state that it's in. You got a bunch of fucking grown ass men and women
Delusional.
that
Delusional.
have nothing better to do with their lives most of the time other than cause hate and discontent amongst themselves. I'm not saying
Exactly.
everybody's like that,
Mm-mm.
but let's face it, I've heard multiple people say, "Oh, I have better things to do than be on YouTube." And it's
But
like,
there they are.
motherfuckers,
Yep.
you're on YouTube literally from fucking the time you wake up to the time you go to fucking sleep. You fall asleep on the goddamn stream half the time. Like, you know what I mean?
Who could that be? Wowie zowie. Yeah. But yep, it's true. It is true.
Yeah. So it's like, I think people need to just focus on the life and do this shit as a part time thing because let's face it, unless you're bringing in thousands of dollars a week, hell, I'll even say unless you're bringing in hundreds of dollars a week on YouTube, what's really the point of taking this shit too serious? You know what I mean? Because let's face it, how many channels fail? Okay,
A
get
lot
back
of
to
them.
work. That's cool. Have a good day, Vic. My work
Yes.
week's over for the week, so I don't have shit to do. That's the beauty of working on the water, man. I don't have to work every day. And right now, price is starting to go up, so I love it.
Uh,
And about enough, and lobsters is just starting to run. Holy fuck, man! I can't wait. Wait, can't wait for that first 2,000 pound haul of the season, man. I'm gonna be pumped.
I bet you are. You're gonna make a lot of money.
I mean, well, at 17.5%, that's that's a pretty good check.
Good chunk, right?
Yeah, yeah, because he pay between me and the other stairman, he pays 35% altogether. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know, man. A lot of people aren't introspective on this app. They don't watch their own videos. They don't watch the timeline of events before they start spouting off bullshit. Like oh, I don't know. A lot of YouTubers that you see around here, they want to run a narrative and they will do any and everything to get that narrative up and running, even lying.
yeah.
And they don't know they're lying, or the delusional ones don't know they're lying. And
Well,
if
it's
they do know
funny.
they're lying, they're pathological liars.
It's funny. You know how the last stream I did, I was saying how I thought Mike Cerrone, in my opinion, may have been an alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
And now you got, and then I see
Yeah.
I think it was Joe
Probate.
Amico Rally Penis
Mm-hmm.
Club or whatever the hell the guy is. I think he posted a video of Mike with a bunch of beers and said something about it.
Yeah, and I think Proby posted one where he had a whiskey bottle in a bag on
Yeah,
the
that's what
floor, and
I see. See,
he
proves my
left
point right there of what I've been saying.
he forgot his camera was on. Yeah, yeah. Not that that's any of my business. I don't care if he's a drunk, but
Nah, I don't give a fuck. I'm just stating.
whatever.
Like, just don't lie
You
about it. Don't
you
try to
stated
cover
the
it up.
thing.
It's
Yeah, that's
okay.
true.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Everybody has their clutch in some shape or form. It doesn't have to be drugs or alcohol. People
could
have
be
addictions.
YouTube. Could be YouTube
Could be
and drama
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Could be
You know.
sex. It could
Quit
it could
talking
be
about
it could
people
be
and get
eating
back to
it
making
could be eating
content.
rocks.
Eating rocks,
You know,
eating
but
dirt. Yeah.
I mean, uh, let's see who else you got. You got Then you let's see, you got people like Vinny. That Vinny plays both sides of the fence. Depends on
Does
what he
he?
wants to do. But
Does
Vinny's a
he?
funny fucking dude, though. You know what I mean? He
He
really
plays
is.
both sides of the fence. You say both sides?
Yeah, a little bit. You see him a little bit everywhere.
Oh, he's
He likes to
everywhere, but
stir
I
the
don't know if he
Vinny
plays
likes to
both
stir the
sides of the
pot up.
fence.
You know
Huh?
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, okay. There's
And
that.
then
Allegedly.
okay, and then I feel like you got people like Aaron that because she's a black woman, she constantly you
Oh,
got you
wait.
know you got
Jeez, careful. I think I know what he's gonna say, but wait for him to get back. Hey, buddy. Don, are you working today? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that must be nice. Get something. Yeah, it's because he's watching the kids today. I don't know. I forgot to ask him, but he's on meat, taking care of that. How long are you gonna be out, Joey? Need you to come to home base. Yes, Don. It's good to live your best life. Some of these people need to get off this app and quit talking about people because that's all they have to talk about. They don't have any content, so they have to talk about other people to stir up drama to get their little views up. But when it comes to making content, after people are sick and tired of them talking about everybody else, they have no content at the end of the day. They have absolutely no content whatsoever. No script, no show, just meandering streams that go on and on and on and on and on that nobody really wants to watch. How about that?
Sorry, Joey. Sorry about the kids. What
What
am
you
I supposed
got?
to do? I got my
Okay.
daycare was closed today, so what am I supposed to do? Be a bad
Okay.
dad and leave them on the street?
All right, back to what you were saying. You said, and
Okay,
then you have Aaron, who's a black woman, is what you said. You started. Be careful.
okay, okay. I feel like Aaron uses the race card a lot. Like as far as like when people say shit, she insinuates it to be a racist slur when really it's not. Like let's face it. When Dave said go back to where you come from, he wasn't referring to Africa. He was talking about wherever state she lives at, or
Well, she's not from Africa, by the way, y'all.
well, I
She's
know
African
that. I'm not
American.
saying
I
that.
know, I know,
That's
but
not
I'm
what
just
I was
making.
saying. But
I know
he
that,
interpreted it that way. You know what
but
I
I'm
mean?
I'm
I've heard a
backing you
lot
up
of people.
and making the point that she's not from Africa. So I don't know where
Yeah,
she would even think that. But
yeah.
anyway, I get what you're saying,
You know what
and
I mean?
yeah.
Like I've just I don't know everything off the top of my head, but I just know that's just the main one that's on the top of my head. But I know there's been other
Mhm.
instances where things have been misconstrued as a racist slur. People just don't get. There's also regional differences. You know what I mean? Like, bec- you have to understand where people come from and the way
Mhm.
they were brought up and shit too. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
let's be real. You want to get rid of racism in the world, right? You want to get rid of it. First of all these damn black people in the goddamn world need to stop using the fucking word nigger. You know what I mean? Plain and fucking simple.
Uh-oh.
You
You're
need
gonna
to
be in
stop fucking using
trouble.
that. No, no, no. I'm saying you got to stop using that word. That fucking word needs to disappear. You don't want that word being used. Don't be using it. I know it's a culture thing, but you want people to stop using that word. You can't use that word in amongst yourself. You know what I mean? Because that gives the wrong impression. Because why is it okay? Why? Because you're the same skin color. What if that's how I relate? What if this is 2023?
Uh-oh.
What if I relate
Uh-oh.
to as a black
Uh-oh.
person? You know what I mean? Like how you like this is what I'm just trying to. I mean, I don't. I'm just. I mean, I do from the waist
I,
down, but
I
the whole
can't pull him
fucking.
back. I can't pull him back. He's out the stable. He's gone.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah, they're gonna clip that, I'm sure. But they do everything anyway. Joey Waffles quite sad
yo, clip it. I don't care because it's all about context, motherfuckers.
about
Context.
exactly. They love to clip shit out of context, though.
And I mean, really, and that's the truth. You want it. You need to get rid of that word. I remember when I was in tech school, right? My roommate was this fella from Alabama, right? Big dude.
Hmm.
Uh, well, there just so happened to be another airman one day that me and him didn't get along. Well, he just so happened to use that word and called me that word. Well, my roommate goes, "Hey man," he goes, he looked right at the guy and goes, "Hey man, I'm a black man and I don't even use that word." He goes, "I'd appreciate it if you kept it out of your mouth." He turned around, looked right at that dude, and said that word to that dude. That dude punched him dead square in his fucking face. You know what I mean? Which he had every right to do it.
Okay.
So,
He
like,
handles his
seriously,
business.
you got that word needs to leave people's vocabulary of all races and all
Yeah.
colors. It don't matter what it is because I mean, let's face it. There's just as many white people that grow up in the ghetto as there is black people. I mean, there's just as many. It all depends on where you live.
Hmm. Yeah, I would think if the word is so offensive, everybody should just stop using it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to
But
get that fucking word
but
out.
then again, that's a slippery slope. Who's to say that somebody chooses a new word and we got to get rid of that one? And
Well,
on
I
and on.
mean, it's like it's holy shit, kid. What have you done? She's got like the TV up to like 1,000. Ah, yeah. I mean, let's face it. You got to get rid of that word. That's one way to do it. And then you have stereotypes. You know what I mean?
Hmm. There are stereotypes. Lady went to meet again, taking care of the babies. Don't. 9 likes, 14 watching. Let's get the likes up for Leggy.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta
All right.
I gotta cook my kids some food. Hold on.
All right. Don, what time is it there where you are, or what time zone are you in, if you don't mind me asking? Just curious.
Oh, well, you can't forget the other race baiter, Eric Lawless. I mean, he race baits a lot too. You know what I mean? And like he
Well,
says some pretty ignorant shit to try to get people to debate. I mean, how can you debate? Like, I feel like you should be able to have a debate about this shit or discussion without being labeled something. You know? Because I mean, we all grew up in the same country. It's just the different struggles from the different walks of life. I mean, that's the only thing that separates us is life experiences. Other than that,
hmm
fundamentally, we're all the same. We all want to be accepted, loved, and appreciated. I mean, let's face it. It don't matter what your skin color is. You can be fucking lime green, for that matters. You know, it's just about what type of person and individual you are.
Yeah.
I just, you know, I just don't get it. 250. Oh yeah, she's on the East Coast.
Yeah. She's on the East Coast, apparently. Yeah. Yeah.
I think she's like in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person. I probably am.
Could have been.
Maybe I'm thinking of Chirpin Bert.
Now, I missed your doxing live. I need to go back and comb your videos, see who you are.
Who?
I got you. You.
I will tell you. I will tell you right now.
Type it in the
Uh,
back chat.
it
No,
was
no,
like
no.
the very
Type,
first
type
stream.
it.
I
Type
think
it.
somebody was.
Type
I
it
was
in the.
everyone with Angel. Angel asked
No,
me what my
type it
name
in the
was.
back chat. No, type it in the back chat. Don't tell him.
Oh,
I'm
I
joking.
couldn't tell you where the hell. I couldn't tell you what day to what stream it was on.
No,
So
I
good
don't
luck
know.
finding it. You got hours and
Doesn't
hours
matter.
to comb
Doesn't
through.
matter. I bet you not as long as I'd have to sift through a Mr. P live. That shit's ridiculous.
Well, now look. What's as I said, the beauty and the thing that attracts me to Mr. P's lives is the vast characters that you get throughout the show.
Boo. Boo.
Because I like the different subjects. Some of them are fucking complete
Boo.
stupid nonsense with a bunch of fucking morons in. And then
Boo.
sometimes you get a good group of people up there, and you
Well,
can have
that's
a
your truth, Leggy. That's your truth. That's not my truth. That's your
well,
truth.
okay, well, this is my truth.
But my truth is the real truth, so your truth doesn't matter. Right? Isn't that the truth? Comment?
Uh,
Boo.
sorry, the wife messaged me. I got a lot of shit going on.
Did you hear
Sometimes.
what I said? Did you hear
What?
what I
What you
said?
say?
Your truth is not the real truth. My truth is the real truth, and that's the truth.
Well, whatever. Your truth
No,
is
the
your
truth.
truth. My truth is my truth.
No, my truth is the real truth. Your truth is the fake truth. So how do you
Yeah.
know you have the real truth if my truth is the real truth?
But how do I know your truth is the real truth if you don't tell me the truth?
Because my truth is reality. Your truth
Oh.
is fake.
Oh, so my reality is in YouTube. Is that what you're saying?
I guess so. I don't know. Some people just can't get off this app.
Whoa. It's like you said. You see me. There's whole days where I'm not even on because I care less.
Right?
And usually,
Right.
once the wife's home, I'm rarely on. I said, if you
Who
see me on past 8 o'clock and like on a panel, you know damn well my wife ain't home.
what I asked somebody the other day, and I asked in all sincerity because I don't get it. I'm not that invested in YouTube. I say stuff and I mean what I say, and typically it is pretty much spot on. I mean, I've been wrong before and been called out, but I'll wait until I make a lot of observations and I make a lot of deductions from these other videos that I'm watching here, and before I start speaking on it, because I want to make sure I'm seeing actually what I'm seeing, and I'll bounce it off people. just to see if I'm along, if I'm just, being paranoid and manufacturing stuff. But I asked someone, I said, I don't understand all these people taking down channels, going at each other because of you said this about me, you said that about me, kind of what we witnessed in the chat earlier with Mr. Slow, Quick Vic there. Nobody came at him directly. We were talking in general, but he took it upon himself to accept it, own it, and then comment about it. You have that. I asked him, I said, what is it that these people are defending? Their pride, their honor, their channel. None of these channels are making money. I mean, what is the big deal that everybody feels the need to posture and act all gang like? I mean, what is the deal? I don't get it.
Look,
Like you mentioned earlier, somebody made a clip of me saying something about phone calls, and I said, well, if I did, I didn't, but I did. I was just trolling. If I did, I live in a one party. I don't have to get permission to record my phone calls. I know that it's being recorded, and that's all the law requires of me. So once again, you have slow Mr. P or Mrs. P or whoever the fuck made the clip don't know what the hell they're talking about.
well, it all depends on what state you live in. I think on the wiretap thing, because some states are different. Because like Maine, you
I
can't
know, I know
if you
this,
record
but,
something and don't tell
but
somebody.
my point is the clip's about me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that if it weren't legal,
that's
and I
true.
wouldn't say that. I just threw it out there. I don't recall phone calls, but they bet, and here they are trying to shame me for saying that. And I was like, either way, you looking stupid here.
Yeah,
But
I
that
mean,
kind of shit, I'm like, wait a minute. That kind of shit, all because he got butthurt because what he heard on a panel between me, Doc, another guy, and Silly Wabbit.
yeah.
And that's the only reason he released that clip and did that clip, which is Doc's live, which Doc probably should strike him for. Hint, hint. No, I don't do that. Doc doesn't give a shit. Neither do I. But anyway, this the kind of pettiness because he's irrelevant and he wants to be relevant and he has nothing to do with this community really. He's an outsider, he's a noober. So anyway, that's what I wanted to make about that, about those people, concerning what we were just talking about.
Oh, hey, for some reason, all my avatars are back. You know how the other day I said my avatars were all gone? Now all of a sudden they're all back again. Ain't that fucking
Where
weird?
where'd you put them?
I don't know, but they're all back. All of them.
Where were they? Where'd they go? Did you
I
call
don't
them
have a
home?
fucking clue. But they weren't here,
Hey,
but now they're all back.
hey, baby girl, Wendy, long time no see, mama. Where you been? You have
What?
the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one of the people
Holy fuck.
appointed to you. Where you
Wendy has
been?
made an appearance back on YouTube.
I don't know where she been, but it's been interesting,
I don't know.
Mister. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, Leggy. The thing is, I think a lot it has to do, and again, I'm not pointing at anybody. I don't care. Um, yeah, there's only a handful of channel holders I really care about out here anyway that I really support with tech and different stuff. I tried the peanut, but he doesn't listen to anybody. Really did cared about this dude's success here, but he really
So
made
you're
a lot
saying
of
he's made it
mistakes.
hard to care?
That and he's made a lot of mistakes in general and with people he's dealing with. But
I just
that's not
feel
a.
like
But let me say it's not really about him. Let me say I think the pandemic gave people used to be nobody would come on here much to do this. The pandemic made it clear, and I'm not just talking about on YouTube, but in a lot of other areas where this teleconferencing is a big deal now.
yeah, yeah, it
People
is.
saw that, oh, I can get a soapbox, open my mic, and say whatever the hell I want about whoever to a degree. And I feel important. I can come in, open my mic, and blah, which that comes with a lot of responsibility too. So if you're going to do what you do, be ready to accept what you get, so to speak. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to make that point before we go on. But thank you for not kicking me off the panel for interrupting you by me making my point. By the way. Just saying. Ha ha ha,
Why would I
sweetheart.
kick you off the panel for making your point? I don't do that shit unless you're being completely ignorant. I just don't like ignorant people.
I
And when I
know,
say
Leggy.
ignorant, I mean people that's
I
talking
know,
out
like,
of not knowing.
but there are people who do that and have done that, and they're suffering for it. Bad on them. He knows who I'm talking to. The hell you doing? Mute your mic when you do that shit. It's loud.
Was it really?
It's kind of loud, yeah.
I'm just taking. I'm just trying to. Okay.
When you say you're going to drop a recorded call, a guilty person will out of themselves. It's an old troll trick. Joey Waffles, you're exactly right, and that's what happened. And for the record, I don't have any recorded phone calls of me and Mr. P's, any conversation we've had. I don't do that. There are screenshots. I don't have any screenshots to offer because I didn't take any to publicize because I don't do that. Everybody who knows me knows I don't do that. Other people have done that, but I don't do that, even though he's out here talking shit on me. I did make a point to certain people that if you want to put some shit on my name and I have to exonerate myself, I will bring the receipts. But for the most part, I'm not petty like that. He's projecting, so whatever. It's, it is what it is. Like I told you, no big deal. And who knows, 2 to 3 weeks from now, he'll be trying to get nice again because his channel is failing. Just joking. I mean, I'm not joking, but I am. I'm not joking, but I am serious. I'm joking, but I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The consensus is, yeah, you fucked up, bud. Sweetheart, if you'd like to call everybody. Hey, baby, you've missed so much. You've missed so much, baby
Yeah.
Wendy.
Yeah.
My first ever YouTube troll outside of this community, I triggered a person by saying I called all the police in the he then if I went if I only date everywhere hunting for me.
What?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I had never done anything like that, but shit. Yeah, but you're right. It's an old trolling trick, and he fell for it hook, line, and sinker. A lot of people have, and they know I have the technological know-how how to do that shit, but I don't abuse it like that. If you have a personal phone call with me, it's personal. I've kept it personal. Even my best friend and I had it out, man, and I could have released some shit, but I never did. That's not who I am. That's not what I do. Unlike certain
Right?
people.
I mean, what the fuck's the point of trying to blackmail people into shit?
Nah,
You
that's
know what
not.
I mean?
You
Essentially,
just come out. You just come out looking like a bitch. We had somebody in our community who did do that to a dude. Even the most egregious shit the dude did do, the guy releasing the private phones and shit, really looked like a scumbag.
yeah.
Everybody saw that happen. Nobody can ever say that about me though, because I've never done that. I haven't done that. I don't have a pattern of doing that.
Yeah. Fuck, man. It's like you can screen record on an iPhone, but I don't have a fucking clue how to do it. Because trust me, I probably would. There's been a few things I probably would have recorded like off of YouTube and then reclipped it if I knew how.
Well, like this is, I'm old school, and this is how I look at it. If a person and I fall out, I'll make them out themselves. I don't have to show receipts. Typically, I'll make them out themselves, and they usually do. Given enough time, they will and they do. So that is why Tabar doesn't do what he's being accused of. It's funny, but yeah, baby Wendy, where you been?
Yeah. I don't know. Things are just people have a really fucked up view on things. And it's like these whole First Amendment auditors, right? Like I agree with the First Amendment 100%, but there is
Hmm. Like he's taking care of babies. We go over here. Yeah, I'm curious to find out where you've been, Wendy. Not that it's any of my business, but I got to know. You've been missing a lot. Actually, not much has happened, Wendy. The same, different stuff, different set of people. It's a novella. On it goes. Did everybody remember to hit the like? Yeah, hit the like, y'all. We're just chopping it up, trying to have real conversation, not trying to talk about people, but people are going to take it some kind of way. They always do. They always do. But I had listed on my wall there for a minute, and I was throwing darts at somebody, but the inability for people to own their shit, meaning admit when they're wrong, either quietly admit it and just change your behavior to show that you do recognize you're wrong and fix it, or stay in denial, not grow up, not take the responsibility of being in error. Because once you find out you're in error, you can fix it and grow as a
You know,
person.
this one right here with Joey Waffles, I mean, I see his point with it, but if that vet truly has PTSD and seen some shit, then that money, he deserves that money, and that money is his regardless. I mean, when you join the military, I mean, that's kind of, I mean, same idea as a pension if you do 20 years.
Mm,
Your money, you earned it. So, I mean, I agree but disagree with that statement. If he wasn't a
mm,
vet and he was just some dude off the street collecting some type of benefits like
mm,
unemployment, if you taking unemployment and going to buy weed and alcohol with it, then yeah. But like something like this, I see I see his point, but at the same time, I
mm.
what's the word
I don't
I'm
know.
looking for? I
See both
humbly
sides.
disagree. There we
No.
go. I humbly
Okay.
disagree. But I
Okay.
see but I see his view. There we go. See? And that's
Mm.
how it should be. Even if you disagree with somebody, you should be able to try to see their side of things. That's what makes and I think there's a lot of people that are so one-minded that they can't see the other side of a situation. Try to put you know, if you're having an argument with somebody about something, you kind of have to try to look at their background and where they come from, you know. So, and what I get from
Really?
Joey, I mean, he lives in the city. He's all about that hustle and bustle and on that grind. You know what I mean? So, like, dude puts in work. So, from what I've seen on YouTube,
Let
so
me check my email. Dun, 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 dun.
who knows? There's a lot
Yeah.
of people in here, but only what 2 3 people talking. Damn.
Nah, they are watching from the bushes because apparently we have something to say. And really, I'm going to give out, a bit of tip here. It doesn't matter what venue. It could be music, it could be TV, movies, it could be a talk show, it could be comedy, it could be satire. Your content is what you have to say. And a lot of people on YouTube don't have a whole lot to say unless it's about somebody else. All you have to do is figure out what you're passionate about and say it and pick the vehicle. Like Joey Waffles, he's a comedian. This guy is, I appreciate his level of comedic. It's very high level intellectual type of comedy jokes thing. But you got that, and then you got more serious talk
Okay,
show type
Joey.
stuff. And what? What I miss? What I miss?
I said, okay, Joey. See, and
Oh,
that's his
okay.
reasoning behind it. See, and then that way there, you know what I mean? Why the fuck does he have PTSD then if he was never seen action? You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
okay. I
so
don't know
I
about any of that.
that point now that you've said that, I see your point and. I can be on board with what you say. You see,
Mm-hmm.
this is instead of jumping to conclusions and
Mm-hmm.
freaking the fuck out, man. Like your opinion's wrong. You're a
Yeah.
fucking moron. Talk like a
Yeah.
man.
Exactly.
If you
You
show that you value somebody's opinion, you'll gain their respect, you know?
gain the respect. Yeah.
Because there's two
Exactly.
types of respect in this world. There's automatic respect and earned respect. Automatic
Mm-hmm.
respect is somebody that has authority above you, like i.e. your boss
Mm-hmm.
or even a police officer. Even though you may not like them
Mm-hmm.
to a certain extent, for
You
the
gotta
most
show them
part,
respect.
if you give them respect, they'll give you respect back. They're not always
Speaking of
right,
experience.
but they are
Exactly.
humans, and a lot of
Yeah.
times that has to do with improper training.
And
Instead
they
of
have the
defunding the
authority.
police, how about we fund proper training? You know what
Oh.
I mean? Better,
Mm-hmm.
better techniques. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've said this before about the whole George Floyd thing. It wasn't the fact that it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't where them officers fucked up was where they put him in the back of the cruiser. They had him there and he was acting a fool. Then they pulled him back out of the cruiser. That's
Mm.
where they fucked up. Plain and simple. Had they never done that, and if he would have still croaked, they wouldn't. Nobody, none of them would. Even though,
Leggy.
even though that them officers were pieces of shit for not, you know what I mean? Because if
No,
somebody's
I wasn't
saying
there,
that
so
they're not, they can't breathe, and you can clearly hear that they're losing breath, you should probably believe them, even though they might be a scumbag. Because let's face it, George Floyd. This is the part everybody has missed about the whole George Floyd situation, right? The reason the cops were there in the first place
disclaimer.
is because
Mm-hmm.
there was a fake bill that was passed off into the store, and the little worker, the foreign worker that worked in there, chased him out because they like their money. You can't, you screw them out of the money, they're gonna freak the hell out at you. Uh, Chased him out of the store and called the police and told him, you know what I mean? That's why the cops were there in the first place. That is a fucking fact, 100%. So he broke the law, regardless if he knew it was a fake bill or not. That didn't. But at the time, he technically broke the law by passing off a fake bill. And but I'm not saying the man should have died. Like he's no man, no
Mm-mm.
person should
Of course,
die in
we
that manner. By
take
no
their
means, that's a
lifetime.
horrible thing to
Right.
happen.
Of
But the
course.
same point, he was acting a fool, and the cops handled the situation completely fucking wrong. So you got you got both parties that were wrong, and unfortunately that happened. Now there was that officer. I believe it might have been in Texas or whatever. I'm not 100% sure, but he he went to that backyard because the nosy neighbor called saying, "Oh, my neighbor's door is
Mm-hmm.
open at this hour," and they're never
Yeah.
there. And he went around sneaking. Well, the woman inside her house heard somebody sneaking around the house, so she
Yep.
pulled a gun out, and the
Yep.
cop shot her.
Yep.
Right? So he says. So he says that he seen a gun. I just think he
Allegedly.
got lucky that there was actually a gun in the house. Personally,
Mm.
on that one, and he got what he deserved because he did improper
Procedure.
police techniques, and he completely fucked up. You know.
Mm.
So because I've heard or the same thing with uh 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 the hell's his name there, Kyle Rittenhouse, right? That kid was well aware of what the fuck he was doing. I mean, he was a minor. Let's be real. He was a minor, and he transported a weapon across state lines, which is a no-no. Anyways, so he broke that law, but he got away with it, right? I mean, that kid. Why else would he go there with an AR-15? Because he was hoping to be able to shoot somebody and justify it. The kid has a sick, twisted mind. How and why this kid got away with it puzzles me, but it probably does have to do something with he come from a family with wealth, you know. So, but once again, this
Mm-hmm.
isn't. This is just my opinion on the situation.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
I mean, I just feel like the kid was aware of what he wanted to use it, and he got a chance to use it. I mean, I'm not saying that one of the dudes that come at him with a skateboard, but you only seen an extra second, like a 30-second clip of what happened. So who knows? Maybe he told him to stop what he was doing, or he was going to shoot him or something. And the guys go charged at him because someone had a gun. Who the hell knows? Because you only heard a 30-second
That's
clip.
right. Okay. All right. See you, Joey Waffles. This is where I tap out.
Hey,
Back to the
hey,
wishes.
whatever, whatever.
Okay, buddy.
I mean, it may not be a popular opinion, but this is
Well,
just
he's
my
at work.
opinion on the
He's at
situation.
work. He's at work, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean,
All right, so there's that. All right, you get it all out, buddy. You get it all out. It's the first time I've seen Leggy fired up in a long time. I mean, usually he's all quiet, but
what?
I said this is the most I've seen you talk in a long time. Usually you're pretty quiet.
Well, I mean, it's just bullshit, you know. I'm tired of stupidity. Like as I said, I've always said, I try to shoot straight from the hip and tell people the way I see things. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like me. We're just human beings, so we have to know that we have that in common at least.
Yeah, but I would say that some people posture because they're not secure or confident in their belief, or they're afraid you're going to sway them over to your side. So you see a lot of posturing and people getting angry because you're not agreeing with them and validating them. So you see what you see out here on YouTube a lot. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Dum, dum,
But
dum.
I mean, as I said, this is what makes us. This is the beautiful thing. This is what makes us unique. Is having the same opinion. If everybody had the same opinion, nothing would ever get accomplished in life.
You think?
You know,
Yeah.
think about it. You have to have change. Sometimes not all change though is a good thing.
No.
Like it's like you still got. It's like okay, I don't give a fuck what somebody's sexual orientation is or what the hell they do with their body and shit. But
Mm.
I'm still adamant that you should not have a man, somebody that was born a man, playing in a woman's league. Because if if everybody was equal, like they're saying there, why have
Separate
two
leagues.
different leagues?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just make
Yeah.
one intergender league. It's because I mean, let's face it. Watch the WNBA, watch the NBA, especially old school
Hmm.
NBA. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? The
Yeah.
physicality and the intensity and the tempo of the game is
It's different.
completely different. I mean, you
Not
still
inferior, different. Not inferior, different. Just different.
different because like women, I feel in women's basketball they have more finesse. You know, more feminine movements. The way they move.
Hmm.
You like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
versus a man
More aggressive,
bulldozes.
more testosterone. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Bigger, sweatier, etc. Yeah.
But
It is different.
we like we were saying the other day, you know, you have to have people of equal stature. You know what I mean, to even
Oh,
have a
yeah.
comparison in the first place.
Right.
But you know, it'd be like as I said, take Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Probably about the same, probably about same size. Well, maybe now Conor's probably a lot bigger. Uh,
Yeah. Naturally.
uh, I'm trying to think of a short dude in the UFC.
What's his name? Mouse. What's his face?
Diaz, one of the Diaz boys, they're quite tiny, aren't they? Like they're not tiny,
No,
but
they're
you know
kind
what I
of
mean.
tall. They're
They
kind of
don't fight in the
they're
big classes.
thin.
They fight like
Yeah. Middleweight.
welterweight, middleweight, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's how they have different weight classes as well. I mean, you gotta get somebody who's about your size. The same thing with chess. They match you up with the people closest to your rating, so you don't have an unfair advantage. It's the same thing. Do 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 do.
So my kid wanted her crayons.
That's all right.
It's the only reason I've been going quiet because she she's to that stage where she's starting to formulate words and sentences
Hmm.
and all that, but she don't always necessarily know what to ask. So she'll like whine and fuss to get your attention. Then she'll point to what she wants.
Mm, okay.
What about me? Oh man. But anyway, back to the truth. Uh,
Oh,
like we were
okay.
saying earlier, people get offended. People get offended by the truth very easily. People want things sugar coated and expect things to be sugar coated. And
People just don't want to be challenged anymore. They don't want to be challenged to do better, to be better, to grow, to change. They want the status quo, the just apathetic.
I was always taught there's no such thing as bad criticism. You take everything that you're criticized about, whether good or bad, and you improve upon it. You
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 prove
use
upon it.
that
Lotus
for
flower.
Lotus. You use that for self improvement. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And when you got like what I was saying earlier, when you got well, stealing it from Joey Waffle, when you got a common denominator in something, it's kind of hard to ignore that fact and take a look at that situation, and look at that factor into it and see and look into why things are the way they are, you know.
But some people can't be introspective like that and take an inventory of themselves based on what they see in the mirror, what's recorded, what everybody is telling them, and make that change because they're in constant denial or deflection and redirection to somebody else or something else to get the heat off of them. And to an extent, I can't fault them for that, but on some level, you have to be self aware enough to try and say, I was doing this a year from now. I was in the same job a year from now of before. Nothing's changed. Why am I stagnant? What do I need to change to initiate, change in my life? Because change isn't easy. It's easy just, to stay the same. I don't know. But this app reveals a lot about people because they let their inhibitions down because they're behind a keyboard or whatever. I try to pretty much be the same person on here as I am in real life, but being authentic
Yeah, yeah, same thing here. Same.
in my communications with people. I indulge in the bullshit and the drama and everything, but behind the scenes, and you've talked to me. I've been. Like I said, she ain't gonna hit that link.
She
Self
hit the link.
reflection
Some
is
well,
so
not my
important.
link, but she has hit a link. I think.
Yeah, but what we're saying is some people, it's only in self reflection and examining things objectively can you arrive at some semblance of what's really happening, which is what the truth is, reality. What's true? What can you prove with physical facts? With physical facts. Some things aren't all tangible as easily, as that, but you can look at the results that are happening and determine, this is working or it's not working. This is that or it's not that. It's on or it's off. I'm kind of binary in my thinking because of, what I do, but not everything is binary, of course, because when you put the human element into it, it's all kinds of screwed up because there's such nuances and things that you can miss. And when people are on these roastings and when they're talking about others, they don't carefully slow down and look at all the details, the timeline. And a lot of people on this app, like, don't look at their own part in whatever is happening. Now, somebody's coming at me. I've made a mistake in pissing them off some way. And maybe it wasn't a mistake. Maybe it was intentional to make them reflect on themselves or something. Make the comfortable uncomfortable and comfort the uncomforted, type of thing. But a lot of people on here refuse to look at their own part because if somebody comes to me and say, blah, 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 I say, what's your part in it? Well, I didn't do anything. Well, you're in it. That's part of the problem. You are in it. You were there. So what was your part to start this whole chain reaction of whatever happened? Go way back and look at what you did to get the ball. And that kind of they can't do that deeply here. It's very superficial, if at all. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. YouTube perception matters on YouTube, but perception
Hey,
is
does
not
anybody
reality.
know
Exactly.
does Converse's run big or small?
I don't know. I think big. Oh my God.
Because my kid, we got to order a pair for my kid, and I can't
Google it.
remember. I feel like they
Let me
run it
see.
like they're different a little bit.
Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna Google it for you. Do what Converse runs big? Let's see. Amazing. Number
Lotus
three
says
or
small.
number
So
two
like
size.
my kid wears a size 4. So like what size should I get her then, Lotus?
It says in general, Converse fit bigger than your average shoe. On their site, the brand states that Converse fit a half size bigger, but some people say to go down a full size, especially if you wear a larger size to start with. So they didn't say anything. They could, but they don't. So yeah, whatever Lotus says, she's just small. YouTube perception better than YouTube perception, not reality, because it's not their reality. Joey Waffles, it's a figment of their imagination. It could be anything on YouTube, anything at all. That's the fun of it. So people take that to the nth degree, but it's fun, I guess.
A European pair with fur.
Oh Lord.
Apple bottom jeans, Converse with the fur.
Jeez. Shad. What you been up to this today, Lotus? You just now coming online? Is that what's going on? Were you doing real world stuff? YouTube wants to know. They're pink with fur inside. For what? For winter. Yep, she's doing real world stuff. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. Who are we going to psychoanalyze next, Leggy? Jeez. Allegedly,
How about
allegorically, hypothetically.
Dave?
Dave, what hasn't been said on Dave that we would need to talk about Dave? What has been said about Dave is what is about Dave, and there's really not much I can add to what about Dave until Dave is ready to change his situation. He doesn't see a problem, first of all, so he sees no reason to change. So people have
I
gone on
feel
about
like the
Dave.
man just needs to
Hmm?
go to an AA meeting and have a come to Jesus moment. You know
Well,
what I
who are
mean?
you to
Like,
say that? Who are you to say that, Leggy? Who are you to say that he needs that? Who are you
well,
to say
maybe
that?
not an AA, but I just feel like he needs some type of support. You know, he needs to reach out and have. He needs to have the manliness to go out. You know, he needs to have them balls to go to reach out and ask somebody, "Hey, man, will you help me stop?" You know what I mean? Because I've had some
But
good conversations with
but
Dave when he's
but
not drinking, but when he
he
gets to a
doesn't.
certain point, he spews a lot of stupidity
He
out of
doesn't.
his fucking
No. Well,
mouth.
you're jumping ahead though. He doesn't see anything wrong with that though.
Oh well, I understand that. I understand that.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy for somebody who allegedly, hypothetically, allegorically, and by society standards, quote unquote, have their life together to look at him, look down on him. I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. Look at him and say, get your shit together, come up here instead of condescending or in their mind to him and walk along with him to say, what don't you like about your life right now? What do you think you can do to change it? Put
Look,
it that
and Vic,
way.
Vic, I'm glad you're back. And I I don't take what I said personal because I personally don't have an issue with you. I'm just stating the things that I've seen and whatever. You know what I mean? So please don't, don't, whatever. Just saying. But if you want to take offense to it, then I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like, I don't know how to take what he says there. Like, I don't know if he's trying to be like
well,
sarcastic,
he,
which I think
well,
he is. Like,
I
I
no,
whatever. I mean, cool.
I think it's both. Because I have heard him on live saying he's trying not to do the things that people are accusing him of, at least on
He is.
panels.
I mean, I've heard him say that, and I
For what
mean,
it's worth, I just have a problem with him always throwing darts at me when I give no fucks about what he's doing over there. I just don't care anymore. I've given up. I've unsubscribed. I leave him alone unless somebody else brings him up. I don't really concern myself with him.
and I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I just, it's yeah. And then like, then you got this shit with Tommy, man. It's like he's let too much of his personal information out there and shit, and too much about him. So people use that as ammo. It's like, brother, take a step back. You're 43 years, 42, 43 years old, however old he is. You should know better than this shit. Like, you shouldn't give people ammo for whatever. Like, I salute Tommy. Like, if he's legit got clean or whatever from the H or whatever the hell he was on, whatever. But but there's always a but there.
A big butt.
I feel like though, because Tommy, I asked Tommy, one time, and I go, well, the idea of it for you to be weaned off. And he goes, no, I'll be on it for life. Well, I know here in Maine, they wean you off of it, because they don't want you hooked on anything. So it just kind of is like, really, in reality, if you think about it, and like, I'm not saying it's not a good thing because it's more controlled and whatever, but you just trade one thing in for another. But once again, this is just my opinion on this one.
Well,
But this
a
is going to be
lot.
like my whole thing with needle exchange programs. This is going to get turned around and turned into a whole clusterfuck. Once
Uh
again, this is
oh.
just, you know,
Well, I mean, hey, ma'am, thanks for joining us. But here's again, I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I don't particularly like Tommy. I don't agree with how that's. It's but again, it's none of my business, you see. But when people bring him up and talk about him, you got to put yourself in his mindset. In his mind, there's nothing wrong. He doesn't see a
I
reason.
mean, hey, as I said, it's a lot better than the alternative, 100%. But the same sense, it's kind of like you're going from what's the point of taking whatever I don't know I don't know which way he's going or whatever, but
Yeah.
what you must
Mm,
get something from it in order to want to stay on it, to not go to the other stuff. You know what I mean? Once again, I
yeah.
don't have any experience in this. This is just somebody from the outside that has seen people deal with it and know people that have gone to the clinic, the meth clinic, and got shit. You know what I mean? And I mean,
Mm.
that's the general consensus, at least here in this area, is that they're just trading illegal habit for a legal habit. You
Yeah. A
know,
lot of
which
people think that.
unfortunately a lot of times is paid for by the taxpayers. A lot of times, not always, and
Hmm.
I'm not saying in that
Hmm.
case.
And I would counter this with this. Considering what Tommy is doing is his business, but for some people would say he's ill equipped to speak on sobriety as they consider him not sober. And what you said here about him kind of getting off of it, again, I'm going to go back to what my example with Dave. Objectively, not going in on the guy, I would say, well, you don't know where he is spiritually and how far he's come or how bad he could be. In his mind, he's doing what he needs to do right now to maintain what he has achieved. And however long that takes is on him, between him and his God. So I'm not saying he's even less of a person because of it or that God loves him less. I'm just saying he's on a different spiritual journey, one of which, many of us may have been there and wonder why it's taking certain people longer, like Dave or him or whoever else, longer to get where we think they ought to be. And there's a very danger in doing that because God is infinitely patient with people. We don't know their experience. We haven't walked in their shoes. I try to put myself in people's shoes, but
Exactly. I
you
mean, you
don't
can't.
know. You don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's why I'm very careful when I start talking about people like that.
I
For
mean, I'm
instance, when
not talking ill about him. Once again,
no, 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 no,
nothing I'm
no. I know,
saying is
I
me
know.
talking shit. And anybody wants to misconstrue it like that, please hit the link and let's discuss this like grown ass men, not little bitches.
No, no, and right now my most heated op is this person, Mr. Peanut, because I did genuinely love this dude like a little brother, and right now it's kind of awkward because he's been offended and hurt. He's coming from a place where he said that, and a lot of the character defects that I see in him or in me, that's why I can see them in him, and that's why I am equipped to speak on said defects and try to offer a suggestion or two, and vice versa, of course, with anybody. But this bullshit clouds the waters, and that's what pisses me off. It's like, you want to get down to brass tacks. You want to get down to what the problem is. You got to strip away the bullshit, the deflection, the redirection, and all the distractions and shit to get down to the nitty. And it hurts, and it's going to be a problem because it's not easy to look at yourself. I made it a lifelong habit to do so, and I'm not going to go into my whole story, but it's pretty easy for me to be introspective and look in the mirror and say, that's you, and yeah, you were wrong. You were wrong. You were wrong. Now, what are you going to do? And I've been in places where I've had to apologize, and sometimes it's just amending my behavior. And people will notice that bigger than any words, I
Is
think.
just curious, is that the real Quick Vic or is it a troll account of Quick? Just curious
Let's
because
see.
I just feel like
He's being certain. But, dude, I mean, let's see. Let's see. No, that's him.
okay, just curious. I
Why
just
he's
wanted to
typing
make
like
sure.
that? I mean, that's where he is right now. I've seen him do that before. I don't know. Like I told you, dude, I don't go by what people say. I go by what they do.
Okay, just curious. I can't tell because
And
I can't look at YouTube.
and
So
to his credit, I have heard him sincerely talk to other people about changing the way he acts on panels, and I've been
yeah,
seeing him
yeah. I
act
mean, I'll give
differently.
him
So,
that.
I
I'll
mean,
give
to
him
his
that.
credit, I'm not trying to simp for him or anything. I'm just matter of factly stating what
No,
I've
no, you're
seen.
right. I've heard him say that, and I mean, he hasn't been. I just was stating earlier. We just stated, what a common denominator was. Since
Hmm.
I've been on YouTube with the beefs, you know what I mean. That's all I was saying was
Hmm.
him. This is the two main denominators in all beefs have has been Vic and Rabbit. I mean, and now Angel. You know what I mean? Them three have been the center of a lot of controversies. They really, really have. In one shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. But you have three individuals who are very zealous about how they feel and believe.
Yeah.
And when you get that, you're gonna have conflict. It's not so much the conflict that's the problem, it's the ability to look at it objectively and try and resolve it. And that's where I get into this: admit when you were wrong or where you overstepped or where you didn't stay in your lane. And it's not a fail, it's just acknowledging, if I go over here with this fork and I stick it in the toaster while it's plugged in, guess what? Something's going to happen. I need to know not to do that again and think of a better way to get the toast out of the toaster without electrocuting myself if I
Good.
had
I hope you
to,
and Angel are good. I sincerely
you know what
say
I'm
that.
saying?
Like, it's like when Vic went to the whole Vegas and made the truth and everybody made a big deal about it. It's like, what's the big deal if the man doesn't want to have no beef with nobody? He did out of respect for his wife and shit. You know what I mean? So like
Hmm.
so like how can you knock a guy for that?
I mean, hey, I mean, man, at the end of the day, I mean, it. I just seen our society with the advent of more technology, people get more arrogant and more selfish and self-centered because these machines are designed to. A car is designed to give you the most comfort, to envelop your body. It's all about you. When you're in that car, and that's what they do to sell those cars, or a computer, or a phone. Man, I mean, these things are designed to cater to you. and it works, and people kind of forget that and then get impersonal like we are on this app, you know. And back in the day, you had to be nice to people because you might need them. So you be nice anyway. You may not like them, but you be nice anyway, you know, just for the sake of being nice. Go along to get along, just to keep the peace, that type of thing. Nowadays, people just, you know, fuck you. I don't care. I don't need you until something happens. And then they're like, oh shit, you know, I'm isolated. Who can I call? Nobody, because I pissed everybody off, burned every bridge. But you know, that's a different sign of the times with all this technology. But that's what I've noticed. And at the same time, it can help in helping you be a better person because everything's recorded now. Everything. I don't care what people say. Everything you do is being recorded. You're on the internet, you're being recorded.
Yeah,
You
I
walk
mean,
outside, you're being filmed.
yeah,
You walk
exactly.
into the store, you got eyes are on you.
Even
Lights are
here in
everywhere.
rural Maine, it's like you see street cameras. I'm like, when the hell did they get put there? You know what I mean? Like they're popping up
Hmm.
everywhere. There's a road, right? We call it the Llama Farm Road because there used to be a llama farm there. Now they have our packers, but uh, you'd go around that, and you used to be able to go up into all these blueberry fields, go hunting, and then like on the side where the river was, you used to be able to walk down there, go clamming, go worming, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
Now it's all been bought up by like people from out of state, and they've all put no hunting, no trespassing signs up, put gates up. This kid, dude, in the middle of this road, and it's a dirt road, right?
Yeah.
There's a goddamn camera in a tree, and you see it clear as day. There's two of them. There's one facing you as you're leaving, and one as you're coming. Actually, there's
Yeah.
three because there's one on the gate too. There's one in the gate.
Yeah.
So, and it's like,
Yeah.
holy hell, man! Like, who owns it? Like, who's watching this shit? It sucks,
You
you know.
never know. You never know. So I don't know. You know, eh, I just knew back in the day, and a friend and I, we sit up all night talking about this type of stuff. Eventually, everything is out of the bag. Everything is known. The only thing private, I think, anymore are your thoughts. So everybody knows how to make a car, right? Everybody knows how to make a great car. Everybody knows how to make a computer, and everybody knows how to make a great computer, or a phone, or tablet. The difference is the customer support, that human element, and that's the difference between
Amen
Ford
to
and
that.
G. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to how you were treated during the sale and, you know, the life of the vehicle or whatever you're owning. It's how the company treats its people, and that's what it comes down to, and that's what it's going to come down to because everything else is just impersonal because everybody can do it. I mean, it's been done.
By the way,
So,
do you like my thing on the bottom?
excuse me.
Do you like my banner on the bottom?
Oh, I didn't notice it. I
Instead
thought we
of
were going
B, I
for.
put A because I didn't know how Vic would take the stream, so I didn't want to put
Oh,
B and him copyright me.
truth will set you free. Hit the cash app, eh?
Yeah, plus I'm close enough to Canada, so it's a little shot at Canada. Sorry, Masha.
I think it's awesome. That's you. That's you.
Uh, you know what
I
I'm
don't know about.
saying, eh?
Yeah, yeah,
We'll go
eh?
get we go get me uh a pop and a uh shit. I can't think of any Canadian snacks. Damn.
Chips, eh? Chips, eh? I don't know. Something else I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Let's see. What else? What else? What else? I don't know, man. So that's one of my pet peeves, though. You know, armchair, you know, quarterbacking. Because until you get in and you effectuate change or put your 2 cents in and actually try to help the issue, if you're just griping about it, you're not helping. You're detracting. That's why I usually don't try to talk on some of the people that people think ought to be in different places than where they are. You know, because ultimately, at the end of the day, most of us are doing the best we can with what we have to work with and the cards we were dealt, whether we admit that or not. You know, I mean, I am not some badass. I never claimed to be. That's been projected on me. I will fight if you corner me in real life or on here, you know, but I'm just saying, you know, at the end of the day, I have to, by my faith, care about a person as an individual at the end of the day. I don't show that often because people mistake your kindness for weakness. You know, like I was telling you the other day, earlier, I don't know who I was telling, but there was a conversation about somebody the other night on Tommy's channel. And this gentleman went in on this man's wife and said some pretty reckless shit that I was like, damn, dude. I mean, that even hit me. I was like, wow, I'm not even liking the guy right now, but that was pretty foul, in my opinion. Would you like to repeat it here or mention the person? But it was pretty foul. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about. But I
Welcome,
mean,
Vic.
hey, I was just there, and when he said that, salute Vic, that hit me. I was like,
Salute.
Man, that was pretty foul.
I do
I
just
mean,
really quick. I just wanna retouch something. The comment about the Tommy thing about trading one thing in for another. I just want to say, uh, I feel like you should want to strive to be completely clean. You know what I mean? I guess, but do whatever you got to do to keep yourself on a straight and narrow page. Though, I mean,
but
I'm not
here,
gonna talk nobody. If it keeps him going and it
yeah,
keeps him out of
but
trouble, then by all
but
means do it, boo boo. But
but
you know,
it has to do with levels. So if a guy was drinking a quart of a gallon of alcohol 2 weeks ago, and now he's only down to say a bottle of alcohol, I mean that's progress for
yeah,
him. And if he stays on that bottle for as long as he needs to, he needs to.
yeah,
But at least he wasn't as bad as he was. Is the kind of
yeah.
thing I try to aim for and look at. But until
Yeah,
it
and I
starts
see your point.
affecting his life, now if he's missing work and driving and endangering, that's a whole nother story. But if he's not drinking as much as he used to,
Goodbye, Lotus.
goodbye, Lotus. Have a great day. Who am I? I try not to cast judgment. Is what I'm trying to say, and not be on a high horse about that or believe it. I just avoid trying to talk about it altogether because I do have my opinion and I've voiced my opinion. But it's neither here or there. Again, you don't know what that person is going through in their mind and how God's dealing with them. So that's all. That's what I wanted to say in relation to that. So that's that. What's up, Vic?
What's up, guys?
What's going
Listen,
on?
I'm not a person to chat in the chat. I can't stand it. I'm a panel guy. I just came up to say, yeah, no offense taken by either one of you at all. And I am gonna change. I'm not gonna talk about it. You guys will hopefully see. And if from here on, you guys will see a difference in me. I'm not gonna be jumping on panels. Not that I jump on too many panels anyway. I go to Tommy Guns, Doc,
I mean, you go
uh,
to the same places I
True,
go. I mean, you go the same places I go.
Mr. P. Yeah. So with that
Yeah.
being said, um, and the medications I take, man, they're prescribed to me. I do
Well, I
take
didn't say I didn't
Suboxone.
say nothing about that this time.
Well, listen,
And
I
I
do
know.
take Suboxone I don't take it every day. I take it for my back. I don't know why the friggin' doctor gave me that shit. I told him I didn't want to be on, painkillers. So he said that was the next best thing. And, I take one pill and I break it up into 4 pieces. So I take 2 milligrams whenever I feel, my back is just
Yeah, I
killing me,
mean,
you know.
whatever you got to do, Vic. I mean, I'm not
But
gonna any man that is doing something that's legally prescribed to him to better themselves. I'm not gonna, whatever, unless they're abusing it. Then I'll say something like
well,
I.
I've
All
never.
my thing with Tommy is I just feel like you make progress by doing that, and I know it takes time. It's not Rome wasn't built overnight, but I'd like to see Tommy completely kick everything all together and not need to be dependent on that. Because
Well, that's up to Tommy to do,
exactly,
not
it is.
us.
It
You
is.
know.
I'm not talking shit, and I'm not condemning him. You know what I mean? Like I'm just because I think Tommy's a good dude. Like he's
I mean,
obviously
it's better.
knowledgeable about vehicles and shit, and you have to have some type of brain to be able to work in cars, especially nowadays. You
Yeah,
know?
he gets it. He gets it in. Like, I mean, he's
Yeah,
making
like
good
I'm not
money,
like
and
Tommy's a good dude. Like, and
at
I've
least
always
he's
said,
not on Kensington Avenue, fucking shooting dope
yeah,
in his neck.
exactly.
You
You
know,
know, as I
he's
said,
home
I
with
didn't
his
lie.
family.
But
No,
you
he didn't
know,
lie.
like I said, this is just to me. This is at least to me. This is the truth, and like I'm just trying to do a different type of panel, like one where you're not. Maybe somebody will listen to something that's being said and be like, "Oh, maybe these guys are right."
I've been digging it. I just got home, and the way I was typing was not me typing; it was voice typing. That's why it probably looked weird. But
Yeah, yeah. Because I was like, I just
so
know how Vic talks, and it didn't look right.
yeah. Well, I just got home from work. Well, had to pick up the kids at school. Just got home.
You
You
guys are
know,
they're already back in school down there?
yeah, they've been back in school for a couple of weeks now, at least.
No
Yeah.
shit, my kids don't go back to
They
school.
usually don't start till September. When I was a kid, we didn't go back to school till September, right?
It was like it was always like the end of August, beginning like that first week of
Yeah,
September.
yeah.
And then I remember when I lived in Charlotte for some reason down there, I feel like school started at the end of July, first week of August.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm done. I don't want to argue with people on YouTube, man. I really don't. That shit is old. It's been going on for years, you know. And go watch King Troll's video. You'll see me up there fucking screaming and acting a fucking fool. I think he dropped a video today. He played some old videos and they were funny. I can't lie. They were funny as shit. The way he's editing all that shit together is classic. It is funny.
Yeah.
You know, and I see myself acting like that and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? What was I? You know, it's just crazy to me. I've come a long way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, whatever. I just been a lot of,
Took a lot of guts for me to start my own channel. I'll tell you that because I really didn't think I would get the support that I get. Because I had so many haters, man. I mean, everybody was doing videos on me, you know. In the dirty sector, the beef sector, black sector, whatever sector you want to call it. But I never had an issue with you, Leggy, except for that one little.
yeah. I mean, that's what
I
I
don't.
said. I mean,
We did that quick. And Vinny,
yeah.
man, Vinny's very passionate about me. I don't know why, but yeah, Vinny's man. When he screamed the other night, I was a little concerned, man. I spoke to Angel. Me and Angel are cool. Wabbit is just a different breed, man. I mean, he's apologized to me so many times and just turns around and follows the leader. If Angel's mad at me, he's mad at me for no reason.
I mean,
Make it make sense. I just
I
can't
don't
fuck
know.
with somebody like that anymore.
I mean, Rabbit just, I mean, as I said earlier, I personally haven't seen Rabbit freak the fuck out and go on a big rant for a while. You know what I mean? But he has done that a lot since I've been on YouTube. I mean, he's been pissed at me for stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Stupid shit.
I mean, and like one of
Stupid.
the
And
things,
we've talked about it, like you and I. We've talked
yeah, and
about
like
that.
one of the things, you know what I mean, was when I was asking for the receipts, you know, and you had baby girl Wendy stirring the fucking pot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know?
It was good to see baby girl. I haven't seen her in a minute.
It was cool to see her pop up. It was cool to see her pop up.
I was a little concerned about her, to be honest. I haven't seen her in weeks. Weeks.
She said something about her life getting flipped upside down unexpectedly.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains it then. Sometimes you gotta deal with real life before YouTube, you know. And Tabar, I appreciate you not, going at me so fucking hard.
No,
Well,
it's all good.
nah, that's not what this was for. This was not to go at people and insult them. This was to point out what we believe to be the truth of situations and how we perceive the truth about people. You know what I mean? And the type of people.
Absolutely.
Like
I,
And
that's
I,
ourselves.
I think it's all been genuine. It sounds genuine, and that's the only reason I hit the link. You
you
know,
know like seriously, like I said earlier, like racism and stuff. You got to get rid of slurs that people use as common verbiage. It just has to happen.
yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
I think a lot of people have a problem with with the N word. Well, why do you get to
Absolutely.
use it? Why do you get to use it and I don't? If it's so egregious, like kind of what you're hitting at earlier, Leggy, it's like just stop using it. Quit putting it in the music. Quit putting it in the vernacular. Just stop using it. If it's,
Yeah,
and I think that's the consensus of a lot. The disconnect people have because of that, and it's not going to be talked about it because it could be perceived as you being a racist if you put forth that argument if you're white
yeah,
or
but
But see,
Caucasian.
I don't look at it as being race. I mean, me and you and I, Tabar, have used it with each other, and it was
I
in a
don't
fun way.
either. Neither do me and
But
my dude.
ev-
So
everybody else takes
and
it
he
out of
says it, and he
context.
I mean,
says
I
it,
guess I did drop it
says it
today,
all the
but
time.
Yeah,
it's
you did.
it's in context. I did say the A, right? My down east accent, my main
Nah, I
accent. I'm
think
not
you
sure.
said
I mean, we don't say
I don't
ever
know. I
anywhere.
couldn't make out the A though. I
I
couldn't
think
make out the A, Leggy, but it is what it is, man. You know.
I think Joey Waffles clipped it and you're gonna hear
Hey, I hope he
it.
does. Hope he
Man,
does. Joey,
that's
Joey,
funny.
I
I
hope
go,
you don't catch the
whoa.
slack I've caught
look,
for it.
look, look, look. All I
You,
gotta say is, if I said it for the first time ever, and if the way I said it, in the context that I said it, if these motherfucking
it
panty
didn't
waist
bother
on
me.
here get their panties in a bunch, they need to go look at themselves in the mirror and go get fucked. Like seriously, because
Yeah,
you know,
you're not a racist, Leggy,
no man,
by any means.
like I'm not. I look at how people act. I'm more about body language than I am the way people are dressed or appearance. You know what I mean? Like I feel like body language tells you more about a person than the way they dress or the way their hair is. Like you could be butt ass ugly and all that shit and be the best person in the world. You could be the best
Oh
looking
yeah,
dude or woman in the world and be the biggest piece of shit. Like you
that's a
have to,
fact.
you know what I mean? You could wear the
Mhm.
nicest outfits and be garbage and be dirt poor and wear nothing and have the kindest soul. And
Have
that's
you
what
ever
you
known?
usually find. It's the people that have nothing that are the kindest. The people that have money are the ones that are selfish.
Yep, they're
I
pricks.
I
And
mean that
have you ever noticed how? I'm not bragging on my fat girls. I love my chubby chicks, but they are the sweetest women. A
I
lot of the
mean
chubby
I mean
chicks are the sweetest women in the world. The
hold
fine
hold
looking
on. Before I
ones,
say this
oh my
statement, I gotta make
God,
sure there's
forget
no
about
kids
it.
around. Hold on.
Ms. G, stop.
Look, I love my wife to death, but
Oh, me too.
I
I love
still
my
I
wife.
but I still think a big girl is way more fun.
Well, depends how big. Like,
Well, yeah, wait, there's a size limit. I mean, I don't want a beluga whale,
I don't like anything over 200. I
but
mean,
I think somebody
just my
that
preference.
carries the weight well and is stacked. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about somebody that's SpongeBob SquarePants that's square. I'm talking about a girl with curves. and wears,
I'll tell you, after I got my wife pregnant, man, I ruined her body, man. And for years she was overweight. Then she got her gastro bypass surgery, and now she's right at where she wants. She wants to lose another 10. I'm like, no, don't do that. You know. But I mean, she's she's beautiful in my eyes. Even when she was big, I didn't care. It was my wife, the mother of my kids, and I ain't phone boning no YouTube chick. That's for damn sure. Just putting that out there. I don't even talk to these chicks on YouTube, except for honeybees. I mean, I got your number, Leggy. How many times have I bothered you?
Never. I think I've messaged you more than you've messaged me.
Exactly.
Honestly,
I don't fuck with
I mean,
people
be honest.
I really don't
And that
go out
hasn't
of
even
my
been that
way
much.
unless
Maybe like 4 or 5 times. And half and two of them were pictures of the ocean.
Vic feeds his wife to keep her big. Joey, you're a nut. Yeah, I don't, you know, you guys will see, man. I went back, watched a lot of my videos, like people had, suggested for me to do, and I did it. And I saw there's a lot of improvement there, you know. And I think we all can improve as humans, adults.
Yeah, yeah.
Just carry ourselves in the right manner here, Even though it's YouTube,
Well, yeah. You
I
see
ain't
how
trying
this
to be a
panel's been,
character.
and you
I'm not
see
trying to be a character.
how there's been proper etiquette and people not really overstepping each other, and you can have a discussion without grown men starting to freak the fuck out and cry and whine. Like
Yeah,
it's nice. Like you know what
yeah.
I mean?
I mean, I don't know if you saw Tommy's live last night. I was up
No,
there
because he
for
goes
a
on
little
so late
bit.
that as I said, I don't.
I, I was up there for a little bit, barely said anything. I was on mute, just listening. And a couple of times I dropped down to let somebody up. And then towards the middle, third quarter, I just dropped out and just went to another channel, supported them, which was Mike. Oh,
Yeah.
did you see Mike get kicked off the panel? Oh my God, that was hilarious. Mike
What
Cerrone,
panel?
Ross Kahn paid $100 to Mike P to kick Mikey Cerrone off the friggin' panel. And he kept saying, "There's nothing you can do to get me off the panel." And she's like, "Oh, really? Okay, well, say bye-bye, Mike." And everybody in the chat was saying, "Bye, Mike. Bye, Mike." And he
And
got the
somebody
cash
actually
app.
sent Mr. P $100.
Oh, she's done it a few times.
Who
Yeah.
was that?
Ross Khan. She's awesome, man. She is
I don't know
hysterical.
who that is.
And how long is the
Really?
ban?
For the night. I assume for the night.
What? $100, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
kind of
know.
cool, but I think that should be like
Yeah,
a whole.
she's very generous. She's cash out to me a few times. She's a sweet lady, man. She's about her business.
Shit, Mike Cerrone, come here so I can have someone pay me to kick you off the panel.
She's
Shit, fuck, pay me $100. You won't see me for a month on
I'm
YouTube. I
I'm
don't give a fuck.
surprised you don't know her to bar? You don't know Ross?
Yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah, she used to be a demon on these streets, man. But she's
Right.
changed totally. She's
Can we
totally
not
changed.
call it the streets? Can we call it like the web or something, or like the
YouTube
The
web.
street.
lines or the fiber optics? Can we not call it the streets? Because let's face it, this ain't even close to the streets. Half of these dudes couldn't even cut it in the real world. They hide behind computers. So I mean, can we
Hey, I
not
got
call
you,
it?
resemble
Joey.
that remark.
I got you, Joey.
Yeah.
I think Mike P can handle himself though. I'm I'm not nobody's fucking keeper on this YouTube app, you know.
That's okay, Tabad. We'll just serenade you one day. You'll eventually turn the camera on.
Maybe,
Eventually, someday.
maybe, maybe sooner than you expect.
Hopefully,
Like,
hopefully you porn bomb Mr. P when you do it.
nah,
No, I'm just
nah,
kidding. Do not porn bomb anybody.
no,
Do not.
absolutely not.
Do
Tabar,
not do
I
it.
got a question.
Now
Hmm?
something's gonna happen. I'm gonna get blamed for it.
Um,
Do not. I'm repeating. Do not. Nobody do that. That was me being facetious. Me trying to make a ha ha. Do not porn bomb anybody unless you have 14 soft. Okay. Do not porn anybody.
oh, bringing up porn bomb. The only racist I think I've ran into so far is Sewage Dave. That's one guy I cannot mess with, man.
I mean,
I went in his chat to troll him the other day, man. He was just,
I think it's more
I don't know what the
prejudice
hell
than
he's thinking.
racism because Muslims is a religion, not necessarily a person. So it's more like a cultural religious bias type deal. It's not
Yeah, he
really
could be
racism.
prejudiced. He could be
I mean, I
prejudiced.
guess you could call it racism, but it's more like a prejudice thing because like you categorize all all all
It just
one
doesn't
type
make
of
sense to
like
me.
all one thing based on one person or something like that, you know?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. I've had a couple black kids steal my bike when I was young as a kid. And I don't have any
Yeah. But when I was
feelings
young,
about
I had a
that.
couple white kids that stole my bike. So there you go. It's 1-1.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
I
It's
don't
what
think
you
it
have to,
matters with
when
the
you look
color.
at statistics and you look at the statistics and shit, you have to look at it's based on a ratiated type thing. You know what I mean? You have, because if you have X amount of people of like a certain real of a certain culture, you know what I mean? In a region, like say here in Maine, it's like 96% white, 4% ethnics, right? Or something, or 90 and then 10, something like that. There's way, yeah. I think there's more white people in Maine than any other state, really, per capita. Uh, anyways, uh, you got to look at when you look at the statistics, you know, you got to look at a ratio because there's say 40 million white people in an area versus like a 1 million white black people or a million Asians or you know, or Hispanic people, you know, if you have say a million but yet 25% of them is doing crime, you know, that's
Go lay down.
25% crime rate, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of have to look at things that way, you know, based on you have a higher percentage based on the population of how many, based on the population in that category. If this makes sense, Tabara, make it make sense. Sometimes you do a better job translating what I'm saying.
No, you're doing well.
You did a good job, man. Yeah, that was well said.
And I mean, and also you got the reason you have the poor where you have the poor, and you have the cultures where you have the cultures, is because that's where the government put these people. You know what I mean? Like you look at Chinatown, or you look at in the Midwest and stuff like that. There, you know, that's why like there's a high Japanese population of ancestry in the Midwest because, well, at least this is what we were taught in school. Maybe it's not true. I don't really know because I've never done it. But you know, because during World War II, after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, they were afraid, so they put them all pretty much in quote unquote concentration camps in the central U.S. You know, they put them in villages where they wanted them. You know, or like they built these low income housing to house people, and they just never updated them, renovated them. So therefore, the poor stayed poor, where the richer got rich. You know, they just and it just after World War II and all that, when the boom, you didn't because there was way more people that were in the service and had money and all that, that were white, that is not a color, it gave the it didn't give people of color a chance to flourish and move out into the suburbs and have an equal chance because of the laws that were on the book at the time. Like, they were restricted of what they could do, so they didn't at that time, they didn't have the same advantages, and so for by default they got stuck, their ancestors got stuck in the same rut in the same place they were, and nobody's really done anything to change the cycle. Everybody just bitches about it. What, and blame things that happened on their great grandpappy and shit. And I said, I'll say it once again, Tom MacDonald, man, you got to listen to the shit he put up. All this all this shit, woke shit, man. You know, he calls bullshit on it, and he points out the flaws, and he puts it into words, and it makes sense. So, racism is propaganda. It keeps people divided. As long as there's division and there's fighting amongst, you're gonna keep people at bay. Just common law.
Leggy, did STO do anything for you as far as like intro or anything like that?
No intro, nothing like that. No,
Okay.
no. The video I wanted him to create has nothing to do like that. So there's no way he could strike me on YouTube if I ever got on his bad side.
Yeah. He won't strike me either. He actually sent me the email to where I own that intro.
Hey, look, like I said earlier,
And
first
if he
of all,
does, he does. I'll just start a new channel or just
well,
keep supporting other
look.
channels. I
First
don't
of
give a
all,
crap.
the man did tell them, pretty much to cut this. You're using my work, and all
Yeah.
this shit.
Yeah.
You need to cut the bullshit out. I don't want to be associated with this type of bullshit. Essentially, that's what it boils down to. And he warned them. It's not
Yep.
like it just came out of the blue. He told them, and they challenged him. They made jokes, they cracked on him, and the man followed through with his word. Now, bitch, all they want, they were warned, and they fucked around and got fucked on. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I
like
do feel for Angel though. I do.
I mean, it sucks, hard work, but I mean, let's face it, all the followers will go just to the backup channel, so it's not like.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, if he says he's not trying to get monetized or whatever, so it shouldn't be no big deal that he has to stay at his views and all that shit over if he's not really trying to get monetized. He's just trying.
Being monetized isn't all that. I'll be honest. It isn't. You don't
Look,
make any
that's
money
not my
on
goal.
YouTube.
I have no
Money.
aspirations to make any money from YouTube and claim
Yeah.
any other thing on taxes. I have to pay the IRS enough each year, so I don't need anything more for Uncle Sam to take money from me.
Yeah. I've been thinking about just unmonetizing my channel. The only thing I like about it, to be honest, is that people can, if they want, they can support you through the super stickers or the super chats. It's nice to see, man, when people support. You know, but that's basically the only good thing about it, I think. Other than that, it's really nothing. It's really holding you back, actually, to be able to put out what you really want to put out. Can't even play a damn song these days. But I got the last 3 lives I did were all positive lives, and for the most part, and I got they're in the red. They can't even be monetized because I played a clip of a song or something. I don't know. They're just ridiculous. I heard this other app was much better. True's backstage. Leggy.
No. He's just saying he's back. He's not
Oh,
back.
I'm back, guy. Okay. What's up, True?
Hey, true.
That's one gentleman
Be
right
right back.
there that, I'm taking a little clip out of his book, man. I want to follow in his footsteps. And just keep it cordial, keep it positive. Just keep it moving.
I like True. I do, and I know there's some people.
He's great. He's
I know there's
fucking
some people that
genuine.
might not think that. I know there's some people on YouTube that he's not their cup of tea. That's
Well,
fine, whatever, you know.
how can they not be? I
But I
mean,
like True.
how?
I like True.
I don't see how anybody can hate on that guy for what he does.
Because that's because he has a good following. He has a good audience, and you know he has very good conversations with just the chat or with people on panel. You know he's always chopping it up and always having thought provoking conversations.
Yeah, if you can't run a channel by yourself without people on here as guests, yeah, I think you shouldn't even have a channel then. You should be able to
Well,
run your channel even by yourself. Some people are lost up here, leggy, by themselves. They can't even.
I mean, I have to admit, sometimes I'm lost. Sometimes I don't always know what I'm doing or saying just because there. Because there's things I want to do,
All
but I
you gotta
can't
do is
do them
pay
because I'm
attention
on
to
my
the
phone.
chat.
You know what I mean? So, like I do, I entertain the chat, but when there's nobody talking in the chat, that's when sometimes I struggle. Like today,
Yeah,
I was on point.
and you'll get better, leggy. The more you do it, you'll get better at it. It's just like anything else you do in life. The more you do it, the better you get. You know, songs to be put up music. Yeah, I did check it. True, it is one of the songs. I thought you can play like 30 seconds and be okay. I know I played longer than 30 seconds on one.
look. All you gotta do is look and see when you have the little copyright thing. Just look and see if it's partially blocked. Because usually it's just blocked in other countries, not the United States. You know
Well,
what I
no,
mean?
my video's still up. Everybody can watch it,
Yeah.
but it's not being. It's I'm not gonna get no revenue from it.
What do you say? No, you cannot. What? You can't watch it? I'm confused. Oh no, you can't have the music in it. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. Sometimes people get away with it. Sometimes people don't. But I mean, you can just hit on the studio, just go in, and it will automatically just edit that whatever out, that background out. Like if you're
Yeah,
speaking, it'll leave your voice, but it'll because I've done it on a couple of videos. Tavares played some music, and it's
Hmm? What happened?
yeah. There was one stream you played. Well, I was playing music too, but you played like just
a,
the
a
instrumentals
clip.
there, a couple of things, and it fucking it picked it up, and I had to cut like 20 seconds out here, 20 seconds there, like of audio or whatever.
Really? When was this?
A few streams back.
What did I play?
What the hell?
I don't
Sweet. The
care. I
beat
don't
for
care
like
if I get
sweet
a copyright.
dreams are made of thee. Something,
Oh,
something, blah, blah,
are you?
blah.
It wasn't a strike. It was a warning, right?
Yeah, it's just a
Well,
copyright thing.
it
It's
was
not a
a
strike.
copyright, but it said blocked in some countries and
Yeah,
whatever.
like Russia.
Yeah, Russia. They
Yeah, pretty
always
much.
are. It's
Russia.
Russia.
Yeah,
That's all.
and you don't get any revenue. That's all. No big deal. I make maybe $10 from AdSense per
Which
live
goes
I
back,
do.
this is what I say.
Maybe a little
Unless you're
more.
making, even a couple hundred a month or whatever on it, is it even worth trying to be monetized? Like, unless you have truly good content with hundreds and thousands of followers, then like,
That's
let's
different.
face it, you're not gonna really make it too much.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know YouTube and I don't really care. This is good enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, as I say, you learn as you go.
Yeah. Learn as you go.
Exactly. Error. That's how you learn. Making mistakes. Don't everybody remember the magic school bus? Let's get messy. Let's make mistakes. Let's learn. Anybody remember that? Because I sure the hell do. Well, Vic, you don't because you're old. But
True.
I don't know. I don't know how old Tabar is, but he could. He could be Gandalf the Grey, or he could be a 21-year-old punk
old,
lives in his
decrepit
daddy's basement. Who
bastard.
knows?
I got one foot in the grave and one on a banana peel.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Tabar. I'm with you. So I don't feel alone.
Look, I ain't no spring
Fuck
chicken.
it.
I ain't no old man, but I ain't a spring chicken either.
I don't think 50's old these days, though. I still feel like I'm in my
No,
30s.
not really. There's dudes here that's in their 80s fishing still. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, there's a guy. I don't
80?
know if he fished this year or not for sure, but I know last year he was 89 years old and he'd go fishing by himself, like go
That,
lobstering. I mean, he
that's
didn't have a big
crazy.
boat. He just had like a 20-foot outboard with like a
That's
100-foot.
crazy. 80 years old going out by
He would fish
yourself.
like small single like single 3.5-foot traps. Nothing big,
Good for him,
something
though.
small. He'd been doing it forever. Then there's a woman. I shared that link that one
Yeah.
time. That woman, she's 103 years old, still lobsters with a son who's like
What?
80. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
She can do it. She can
Holy
do it.
shit. Yeah, I think once you start hitting 70, man, I think that's when you can pretty much call yourself getting old. Late 60s, 70. My dad
you
looks
see-
pretty damn good for his age.
My dad, he's starting to like,
Dates 45-year-old women still, man. I'm like, damn, Pops, getting it in.
my pops. He's starting to get old looking. He had a couple hard years where he had some skin cancer and shit like that there. So he had a bunch of surgeries and couldn't work outside. And of course, all he did was dig worms and clams like me. So he was kind of
My dad had
that kind of fucked him
melanoma.
a little bit. And
My
then
dad had my dad had a couple melanoma spots, you know, the little
yeah,
black things that
yeah, that's
he
what
had a
my dad
couple of
had.
them. He had to get rid
But
of
they were
them.
big. They were big on my dad, like, and they keep coming back. So
They were tiny on my Pops, but he's still pushing, man. He's good.
I think my dad's 60.
Yeah, true.
64.
You're old.
64. He was born in 59, so yeah, 64. Well, will be 64 in November. I think my daughter there is giving him my youngest one is giving him a new lease on life type deal.
Yeah,
'Cause him and my mother,
grandkids will keep them young too. Keep them going.
yeah.
My
Sometimes
mother-in-law,
he's a
she's got
handful.
MS, leggy. She can't feel her legs or feet. Well, she can feel her legs, but like from her knees down, she's had two knee replacements.
Yeah.
She's overweight, and she can't. She has to look down at her feet to walk, bro. She's got multiple sclerosis. She was found that out with her when she was 13 years old. She's still going, man. She don't stop. You know, I know a lot of people with MS, man, that can't even get out of a wheelchair. And you know why? Because, well, not always, but a lot of reasons for that is just laziness. Go lay down, Harley. Damn. But yeah. I mean, I got dementia, you know, I'm dealing with dementia now. Fuck, it ain't easy. I don't have dementia. I'm just kidding. Sometimes I feel like I do, though, because I forget shit easy. Once I had that, after that motorcycle accident I had, Leggy, I don't know if you remember. Tabar, you probably remember. Last year, when I had that motorcycle accident, my head hit the telephone pole. Ever since that concussion, man, like, I forget shit so easy. True. That motorcycle accident fucked me up. I'm sorry,
you see
Barbara.
Drew's comment? Did you see Drew's comment to delete that music?
No.
It says Vic erase all that music.
Erase all that music. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Mike about that. I forwarded the emails to him so he can check and see what the hell he's got to change. I didn't do that. YouTube. Our Mike did. Mike put that in there for me.
Well,
We got to make sure we are on top of that shit. I don't really care about the copyright claims though, as long as they don't. I mean, do they strike you after so many copyright claims, Rabbit?
I don't know. If you're monetized, I wouldn't play anybody's music.
Well,
Yeah.
it's all uncopyrighted music. It says it clear as day right on the thing. It's all uncopyrighted. So I don't get it.
Well, the deal you're dealing with, I think, is that you can use it, but the algorithm may pick it up as something else. I think. I don't know exactly how that works. Unless it's original music, I wouldn't use it because of that reason. But it says there's no copyright or it's copyright free or whatever. But somewhere somebody owns that music and they're giving you permission to use it.
Yeah, you know what I want to do? What I really want to do is I want to take a bunch of Latin Pain's uh, lyrics and his music and put it into my StreamYard.
Which he
'Cause I
has
love
given you
his
permission.
music.
I was there when you asked him.
Oh yeah. He'll let me play whatever I want. He's giving me all the go.
I did tag him in this stream. I was hoping he would make
I
an
saw
appearance.
that.
I was
Oh,
hoping.
did you?
Yeah,
He's
think it-
live.
I've never
He's
really
think he's
chopped it
live.
up with him too much.
Yeah,
so
yeah. He is
I'd like to
live.
get a
Rabbit.
chance to chop it up with him and get
Yeah,
his
he's-
perspective on things. You
That's
know?
the only reason he didn't come here, Leggy, because he's live.
Oh, he's still live.
He was. That's where I came from. I was over there on my way home, and I saw you went live, so I popped in. Yeah, he was live. He had Puffy up there and Michael. He was talking some weird shit too about 70-year-old women if they can still get wet. I was like, dude, I gotta get up out of here.
Wow.
This shit was crazy. God damn, Ms. G. She texted me like 20 times with these different YouTube links. Stop it if you're listening. Damn.
Fuck. Concussions, man. I remember when concussions weren't even.
I got
thought.
stories like that too, true. Shit, I just don't talk about it.
Look, I remember when I was a kid, right? My uncle, well, he ain't my uncle no more. My aunt's divorced him, but he was kind of a piece of shit, really. And he used to go around and pick up like junk and free shit on the side of the road and then like resell it.
Yeah.
Well, he was driving around and he found his bike one time. He was like, "Hey, nephew, do you want this bike?" I was like 10, 11 years old. I'm like, "Yeah, I want the bike." So I'm riding the bike one day, right? And the kid's bike that it was seen me on this bike, dude. They chased me down, beat the holy fuck out of me, right?
Oh, man.
And then the kid took the baseball bat at the end of it and fucking smacked me upside the head with the bat.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck, man. Didn't that? Luckily, it didn't split me open. I had a hell of a fucking nug. But I was only, I said, 10, 11 years old. I wasn't, it wasn't like I was very old. And these kids were, like 14, 15 at the time. So quite a bit bigger, really.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So then I remember there was this, I'm a firm believer if a man can't admit that there's another man. I don't know how to say this. Like, I'm not scared of no one. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it takes a man to admit that he's had his ass beat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it really does. Like, don't be scared of no one. But you should know there is some people out there you probably shouldn't fuck with.
Absolutely.
Because I seen this dude today, and this dude, he was just a fucking Goliath of a man. I mean, he was as thick as he was wide, man. And holy fuck, his arms were as big as my head. This dude was huge. I was just
See,
like,
size don't matter. Like,
no. But he had a big, like, trust me. Like, I may be quicker than him, but he's one of them dudes. If he got a hold of you and he just hugged you, there's nothing, and gave you a big bear hug, he'd crush you.
Yeah, you gotta know how to get out of that shit.
No, I'm not scared of baseball bats. No. Fuck, I got one by my door.
I got one by my back door here too, but it's for my son, me to play ball. It ain't to hit nobody with.
Yeah. I mean, I use it to play ball, but it's there in case I have to hit somebody with it.
Well, if I have to, I will.
I just don't. My house is too small for a gun safe, so I just don't have no guns in the house. I keep all mine at my brother's house, unfortunately.
Keep mine all. Keep one with me, and the rest locked up.
Well, I got the babe. Well, I mean, she's toddler. She's 3, and then I mean, I got the 2 older girls, but I just when the
My
baby was
kids know
born,
better.
I just didn't want to take no chance because like my rifle used to sit up in the corner. I mean, I never kept it loaded or nothing, but my rifle used to sit up in the corner, and then when the baby started crawling around and walking and shit, I decided that I was going to get it out of the house before an accident happened or something like that, you know. But I think to me that's that's just being responsible.
Absolutely.
And it's
My
there,
kids
you
are.
know. My brother doesn't have no kids. He has a nice gun safe and a gun rack and shit. So, and he has more guns than Fort Knox, so I'm not too worried about it. My shit's
Yeah,
safe there.
my kids are scared to death of real guns. I just bought them a BB gun, pistol, and a BB, like a pellet with a scope rifle. But then they know not to touch that real gun.
Yeah, yeah. That's like my kids.
They're
Like,
11. They know better.
like I wanted to take my kids hunting, but of course, the 2 older ones are girls, so well, they're all girls, but the 2 older ones, they want no part of it.
Oh man, you're like Doc. Then you got all girls.
Oh yeah,
God,
I got 2
oh
stepdaughters
man.
and then one that's my own. I love her to death, but you know how disappointed I was when we went to the doctors, and I go, look, I don't even care if he just has a really tiny dick. Please tell me that it's a boy. They go, no, unfortunately, that's a girl.
That's funny.
I go, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Are you having any
My
more?
dad had the funniest line ever. He goes, son, you should have knew when to pull back a little. He goes, you went too deep and blew the balls off.
My father-in-law asked me what the fuck I was eating. When we told him we were expecting twins, he was like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Twins are a blessing, though, man, because,
You guys, neither side of
they
you
play
guys
with
ever
each
had.
other.
You guys don't have twins on either side of your family.
Me?
Well, anywhere's in the bloodline.
Twins run deep on my side of the family, but they say twins come from the female side, the genes of the female. My wife don't have twins in her family, but I
Oh,
do.
I thought it came from either one, but
No, they say it comes from the female side, but I don't believe that. I really don't, because, like I said, she doesn't have that on her side of the family, but I do. I got a few twins cousins.
so Rick, is it fair to say that the way people have to raise kids now is way different than the way we were raised? I mean, you probably even the way I was raised is probably a little bit different than the way you were raised.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But do you
You,
think we've gone to a society where they've made it impossible to correct a child?
yeah, absolutely. You can't even spank your child these days without freaking getting arrested. It's ridiculous. Not that I believe in spanking, but sometimes it's necessary, man. Sometimes a little smack on the ass is necessary. I think that's just me.
I mean,
It,
it's.
but it
I
didn't do
feel like
anything for me.
it's hard because like I believe in like you know. I mean, I got my ass whooped growing up, so like, to me, it instilled a different. I see my brother, who on the other hand, I can count maybe on my hand how many times he might have got in trouble. Uh, but he got away with murder because he was the youngest one and he was blind in one eye. So like, he got away with everything. So he didn't learn the value of a dollar. He didn't. And like the younger the kids are now, the more they take for granted. Like my kids, I know for a fact they think I'm a damn bank. I'm like, holy fuck!
Oh yeah,
Like I make all right money, but it ain't like I'm a damn rich person. And sometimes throughout the year, money's tight, because there is no lobsters going, there's no worms, there's no clams, things are frozen up. So there's like 2, 3 months where things are tight. You only might get to work 2, 3 times a month doing this shit.
Leggy, it's sad, man. My kids, they don't want for anything. They get whatever the hell they want.
But I bet you,
Spoiled,
well, maybe
rotten.
not, but mine, they act like they do too for the most part. I mean,
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is kind of our fault because, like, when money was good, like 2 years ago, money was phenomenal. I mean, I made $100,000 on the boat alone, plus what I made clamming and digging worms, and I made 52,000 digging clams, plus another
Like,
16 digging worms. So you do the math. So my
yeah.
kids that year lived phenomenal. You know what I mean? And then we
Hmm.
had, but the sad part is I didn't really save much money. I kind of spent a lot of it because I mean that was a good year. That was the most money I made in one single year, and like I decided to
And then
spoil.
if your wife's working, you got another whole income
Well, at
there
the
too.
time she wasn't. She wasn't working at the time because she was pregnant and then had the baby and all that. So like I mean I made good money that year because I mean clams get up to $5 a pound, and I can go dig. Anywhere between 130 to 180 pounds of clams myself a tide. There's some
Jeez.
guys that can dig 300, 400 pounds of clams a tide. You know, like they're just absolute animals.
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm all right. Like I'm better than the average Joe, but I'm still not the greatest clam digger in the world. Like there's a buddy of mine. Like he'll always catch me by a bushel, which is 50 pounds. Always. It don't matter how hard I work, nothing. Like he will beat me by a bushel. I got another friend that'll beat me by a roller, about 30 pounds every single time. It doesn't matter how long I dig, nothing. He beats me every single time. I just, but then there's guys that I smoke, you know what I mean? Like I double what they get. So it's just the belly of the beast.
Yeah.
Tabara, you're awfully quiet.
I'm
Well,
working on something real quick here. Excuse me.
I gotta start getting dinner ready, Leggy. The bar. It's nice talking to you guys.
Salute.
Feed these kids, man. They gotta eat. They gotta eat.
Yeah.
But much respect, man. You guys have a great evening.
All right,
Yeah,
later, Vic.
same to you, Vic.
Later, guys. Later, chat.
Later. Oh. Bah.
Email. Okay. What else?
Okay.
No, I was
Well,
thinking about my email here. I got an email from somebody that didn't follow up.
when did he
All
say?
right.
I didn't even
Mhm.
see you say anything about having a weapon. If you did, you deleted it, true. I didn't see it.
Let's see. I don't know.
You know, I feel like depending on the felony, I feel like the firearm thing shouldn't. Like if you're a non-violent, non-sex offending felon, I think you should be able to possess a firearm.
Is,
Like if you have like a federal
is,
tax charge on you, which makes you a felon, why should that prohibit you from fucking you know, being able to own a firearm. But if you got a charge for robbing a place or beating the fuck out of somebody,
It's, you said one of the non-violent anyway. Oh Lord! All right, all
yeah,
right, all
you
right.
know what I mean? Like, come on, people, come on, let's go, woo, baby.
Mhm.
You know, so I don't
We,
know if you ever watch wrestling at all, but I do want to make a mention that Bray Wyatt, uh, Wyndham
mm-hmm,
Otunga,
mm-hmm.
36 years old, man, a year older than me, fucking dies of a heart attack. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah,
shit. It's like what the fuck. I mean, he's a celebrity and whatever, famous person, whatever, on TV. But it's still, you know, didn't know the guy. But 36 years old, it makes you think, man, that fuck, man, that's my age. That could have been me, you know?
yeah. Brings it close to home, but that's why I say you never know when your number is going to be called, no matter how young or old you are.
Exactly.
Um, I mean, you never know.
You never know. No, you like, I heard somebody say the next day is not guaranteed. Motherfucker, the next second's not guaranteed. I mean, look at Hamilton there on the Giants. I mean, you look at how close, how fast that happened. Him collapsing on the field. You know, Richard Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's sad. You know, things happen. Split eye, car accident, dude. You be talking, going right along, and all of a sudden, boom, gone. You know, because you never know what the fuck's gonna happen. So you definitely gotta be blessed and bless your family. Uh, don't hold grudges against people,
Mm-hmm.
and just don't expect too much from people.
Right.
Okay. Something I was saying earlier about First Amendments before the kid interrupted me earlier. Okay. First Amendments, right? These First Amendment auditors, like, I'm glad there's people out there doing it, but there is a fine line between exercising your First Amendment and just being a downright fucking dick or bitch and being kind of harassing. Like, I mean, I understand people in it, but to walk up to an individual and start swearing at them just because of the profession they're in, that's a little bit ignorant. You know what I mean? Like, unless
Yeah.
you have probable cause to start uh, berating them with insults and all that, why do it? You know what I mean? Like, obviously, keep them accountable and don't let them get away with the bullshit that they got away with because there is some grimy fucking cops out there. But,
Mm-hmm.
but you also have to know that they're just trying to do a fucking job and it's not their fault if their departments are stupid and don't educate them in the proper law or have
Mm-hmm.
certain requirements. Like, yeah, I know you need a law enforcement certificate, but you should also have to take a pre-law class in the state that you pertaining to the state that you're in and have to understand the fundamental laws of your state. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You shouldn't
Yeah.
just they shouldn't be left to interpretation. And that's the issue. Many laws are gray and are gray and there's no black and white or red and blue, however you want to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh That's another thing. Have you ever noticed you got you got these gangs, right? And you got the Bloods that are red, and then you got the Crips that are blue, right? And then you got Walmart. I mean, you got the Bloods that are red, Crips are blue. Then you got Walmart that's blue, Target that is red.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? It always seems like rivals are always red and blue. So in a
Yeah.
way, you kind of keep. It's like that symbolization's always there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it's just kind of funny how them things play out.
Yeah.
It's just I just didn't know of anybody. It's like Jesus, man. It's like rivals. There's the colors of
Right.
rival gangs, rival businesses. It's just you never see Sam's Club and BJ.
Hold on, I gotta make a phone call. I'll be right back.
Make a phone call. But once again, people in this chat, this is the views and the comments in this today have been hopefully positive, and no one's got too bent out of shape. I fully believe as mankind needs to stop looking at color, needs to stop looking at religion, and just start looking at an individual. You know what I mean? Look at the person and just think they're a human and they have feelings just like you and me. Even if they don't speak the same language, they have their own beliefs, which is that's another thing. People get offended when people from different cultures and different backgrounds don't accept them. It's like I see these shows that my wife watch, like these 90-Day Fiance shows, and these people get mad when they go to these other countries and the mother and father don't accept them. Well, can you blame them? I mean, they don't accept our lifestyle. You know, you just have to. There's enough hate and discontent in the world. Why create more? Have a positive light on somebody and try to turn the situation because you never know what somebody's going through. You know, buy somebody a cup of coffee, buy them a donut, buy them a drink, buy them a pack of cigarettes, buy them a bag of weed. Do some buy some random woman flowers if you're single. Don't do it if you're married. That'll get you in trouble. You know, just do something nice for somebody. Because I'm a firm believer that the universe will pay you back for the good that you do in life, and that if you don't, and that you get back what you project. You know, if you're a volatile person, you're gonna get that back. If if you always get offended by everything, then that's the type of perception you're gonna have and the type of feedback you're gonna get. You need to just do some self reflection and not worry about what people say about you because only you know your worth and the people that your family and the people around you. But even fuck your family if you don't have the same views as them and they don't think you're worth anything because you know what you're worth in the end. All you can do every day is just live and try to do better and try to live a positive life and the best life that you can, whatever manner that may be. You may not always agree with your neighbor, but you should try to be civil with them because you never know when that neighbor might be there to save your life, or might you might need a favor from that neighbor. But for the most part, keep to yourself, be cordial. You know, if you have a dog, don't let it go in your neighbor's yard and shit unless you go over and clean it up. And then you apologize to him and say, I'm sorry. You know, I take responsibility for things in life. Don't always pass the buck and expect other people to pick up the slack because really people get pissed off when they have to do that. Don't don't sit there and say one thing and then do something completely different. There's way too many life lessons that you can learn from hearing news stories about accidents that happen between people, or even with stories of murders and domestic violence and or in situations like that. You know, you hear all these stories about people in the projects and in the slums and all that. But ask yourself, why are these people still there? Why do people live in the areas that they live? Is it a comfort thing? Is it because that's where their family is? Is it because they were never taught any better? Is it because they're a product of their society, of their environment? You know, this goes back to psychology, nature versus nurture. You know what I mean? You have your natural instincts, but you also have your instincts and your habits that are nurtured and that you learn. You don't always have to take everything for granted. I, you just have to be humble and know that with hard work and dedication that you can live a happy and simple life. Just don't let your ass overload your mouth, and don't bite off more than you can chew. There's an old cliche. They say fake it till you make it. That only can work so much. Some people have the gift of gab, some people don't. Some people can be a con artist. That I mean, hell, YouTube's full of them. I mean, you just have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, what do I want to do with life and the rest of it. Am I happy in the situation I am? Do I want to make changes? Because you can. If there's always a fucking way. No matter what, there's always a way. You always have a chance if you know where to look to succeed, but you have to take the opportunity to look for yourself and not expect a handout. Because if I ever waited for a handout, I'd still be fucking wherever the hell I was 15, 16 years ago after I got out of high school. I'd be nowhere in life, pretty much. But it's called hard work and dedication, and slowly you'll get to where you want to be. It don't matter what struggles you've faced. I guarantee you there's at least one other person out there that has experienced something exactly like it or very fucking similar. There's no ands, if, buts about it. You have people that have been given second chances here on YouTube. Not only just with a channel, but in life in general. Now it's their time to grab life by the brass ring and do with it what they may and try to live the best life they can. They need to stop worrying about what other people are saying about them. They need to stop with all the bullshit and the nonsense and just have nice conversations. Speak educational things and provide a message that's going to hopefully change somebody's life. You know?
You can fix me.
Marley, salute.
You made me flip.
Sorry, I get interrupted by kids. I was mid thought. I hate that shit. Uh, because apparently they can't make their own Kool-Aid. Uh, anyways, that's what I'm saying. Kids nowadays are just plain fucking lazy, and a lot of people are. A lot of people take the the easy way instead of trying to take the long way around. But uh, exactly true. Like if I get it right, from what I gather, you came from nothing. You come from, for lack of a better word, the slums, the projects, and you've bettered yourself over time. You as you stated, you did 2 years. I mean, salute to you for doing your time and making it through and changing your life for the better. Salute to you for that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't care who you are, what your skin color is, nothing like that, because we all bleed the same. We're all the same. We all have the same wants in life. Uh, just don't be afraid to speak your mind. I mean, and how you feel, because when you hold your feelings back in life, you're gonna have things that bottle up and things that shouldn't happen, and things are said that you shouldn't be said, and then you're gonna regret them. You know, I just I just feel like since I've been on YouTube, there's just been way too much hate, discontent, like like you know, as I said, Joe Amico, Vegas Valley. You know, as I've been having this conversation today, you know, and it's something Angel said too before, the mob mentality. Maybe maybe because of the crowd that I was hanging around. Maybe I didn't. I mean, the dude did do some grimy shit with it, but maybe in retrospect, he hasn't done nothing any worse than anybody else. It, whatever. Maybe I didn't give. Maybe I've never really chopped it up with him. Yeah, I was on the panel a couple times, but if you listen to him when I never ever said much because it was always dark. My family was sleeping because they were late. You know. So I would not. If Joe Amico come up here, I'd be a human being and be civil with him, have a conversation with him because I've heard Joe have good conversation. But I don't necessarily rock with everything that he does, so I don't fuck with him. Whatever, you know what I mean. But it's just one of them things where hey, true. I mean, as I said, you did what you had to do. You know what I mean, man? Had to do. And Miss Malley, if you're still here, you can hit that link if you want. True, you can hit that link. Anybody can hit that link as long as you're gonna come up and have a conversation like an adult. But if you're gonna come over here and start trying to bring drama and all that and argument, I don't want it because I'm a grown ass man.
Okay, Lucky, I gotta drop down. I may be up in just a few, but I gotta drop down and take care of something. I'll be right
Yeah,
back.
yeah, you're good,
You
Tabasco.
still
You're
on?
good.
All right, take care. I'll be back, chat. If not, salute. But hold on.
All right. Yeah, you guys. I mean, I just the sentiments that I've shared here and my views, I hope somebody's listening and takes it for face value. Uh, but the channels people should check out, some really some cool dudes. You got Devo in Upstate, check out Devo, pretty good fellow. Uh, uh, no, you're good, True. You're good. You know, uh, I think I'm gonna hop down here. I'm gonna end this live. I think I've been on almost 3 hours. That's a long time for me. I'm gonna see what else is going on. See who else is on. See how much drama I might have stirred up and shit. I see if anybody's mad at me. I hope nobody's mad at me because I didn't mean anything malice or spiteful. I'm just trying to, as I said, try to point out some views and all that. Uh, I have much respect for everybody that was here in this chat today. Tabar, I definitely have respect for. He's my dude here on YouTube. Vic, I appreciate you coming up and having a cordial conversation and really seeming like you appreciated the words that was being said and all that. True, always pleasure having you and having a chat with you. Miss Marley, the beautiful Miss Marley, glad she always pops in. And we had Lotus, Miss Lotus, the funny and charismatic Miss Lotus. We had Marsha, which is Mayhem and Miracles. Who else did we have in here that actually popped up and said hello? We had Mr. Waffles, Mr. Blue Waffles. No, I'm just kidding. Mr. Joey Waffles. Let's see. I think that's pretty much everybody that was here today. And well, I feel like I did, Drew. I mean, that was my point today, was to speak the truth. That's hence my little thumbnail today. Uh, you know, truth has become the new deceit because people don't want to hear what you have to say. They really don't. People feel like People think they know better than somebody else because maybe they have a different experience. You should never judge a book by the cover. Get to know a person, get to know the real what they're all about. They could be the coolest person you've ever met. You know, if if you're a single person and you're out somewhere and somebody comes up to you and asks you for go on a coffee date or something, take that chance. You never know. It might be at least get to know them. Or if they ask you on a date and said, well, no, not a date. How about we go for coffee first? Suggest something else. Like that's more towards the ladies. This subject, this statement. Because it's more men that ask the women out. You know, just But nowadays, with Facebook and Twitter, well, X now. I guess it's called X now, right? And all the other social medias, you get a pretty good idea who somebody is before you really meet them. I mean, not always, but you can look through and see if they're about their family, if they're about friends, or if they're always out partying and getting blasted and shit faced. You could tell by somebody's Facebook a lot of times, and if they're into you, even if their shit's private, as soon as you hit that friend request, you'll see. So, you know, uh, just don't be scared to get messy, make mistakes. Miss Frizzle had something there way back in the day. Her and her little magic school bus. Always, also always listen to the older generation and listen to the stories that they have and the things that they say, because you may just learn something. The stories that's passed down, because that's how history gets lost. Because people don't talk, people don't tell stories no more. Take pictures. Don't be afraid to take pictures of things, because there might be something that happens that 20 years from now there's going to be a story about it, and you could say, hey, wait, I was there, I witnessed this, I got photo proof. Take that photo, dive in head first. Anything's attainable as long as you have the will and the drive. It might take a while, but you'll eventually get there if you stick with it. Don't be afraid to love and laugh. Don't be afraid, just in general in life. Just do. I mean, in today's society, there should be no excuse for anybody not to not have a job, in my opinion. I feel like there's always some place. You should always be able to have a place to stay, and I know that housing has become insanely high, and it takes away the ability for somebody to have one of the most simple things in life, and that's a roof over their head. How can you expect a family in today's economy to the average family to pay, at least here I'm speaking in my area, pay 14, 15, 16, hell, even I've heard as high as $2,400 a month for rent here around here. You know what I mean? I remember Ruru telling me what she paid for her apartment in Massachusetts, and it blew my fucking mind. You know what I mean? absolutely positively blew my goddamn mind. I was like, what the hell? But anyways, yo, peace and love. Give somebody a hug, buy, as I said, buy a random person something, and just be merry. And I'll catch you all somewheres, because I said I'm curious about the shit storm that I may or may not have created by speaking the truth. Uh, but peace and love. It's your boy Leggy, aka Mr. 207, aka Tripod. Thank you, courtesy of Laura Raider. Headlights of the gods. All right. Peace and love, y'all. Bye.